What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Live hands from 1-2 and live hands from 3-5-10. We'll start with Larry at 1-2 with a straddle.
Yeah, so I'm playing actually, I guess 1-2-5 now. I am in the straddle. I don't really like the straddle, but I will, of course, if most people are doing it at the table.
Change straddle with Larry.
Yes, the hesitant $5 into the ether straddle.
The
Um,
question, do you do it if it's the table game doing it, or just if most people are doing it and you join in with the most?
I'm usually at I'm usually one of the last holdouts, but I will do it if it gets to like 6 or 7 people doing it, and I'll do it.
Okay. Why? I understand why if it's the game doing it, you don't want to be the guy who doesn't. But if there are more other people and so some of the hands are straddled and some aren't, why are you straddling?
Peer
Um,
pressure.
yeah. Usually when usually I should flesh that out. Usually it involve a couple hints and I probably give in a little bit too early. I probably could hold out a little bit longer, but I eventually will give in
Okay.
around 6 or 7 people.
Okay. Okay. I completely agree that when the game is a straddle game, you should never be the guy who says, no, I won't straddle.
Yeah.
Um, when people are sort of voluntarily putting it on, I don't see a good reason to do it. And at our level where, you want to be, you want to keep people in, fun player. I don't think we need to do that at our level
Yeah, I think you're right.
in the
I think
room.
frankly your level is quite different. I mean, you're 2 buy-ins in, let's be honest here. This
Yeah.
is the default buy-in, really.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean I could probably hold out till I'm the very last guy.
Right.
But around 6 or 7, I'll usually give it.
Yeah.
But I think it's fine to hold out.
Yeah.
So I'm straddling.
Okay.
We like this hand.
We like this hand.
This is a good player. He knows this table's loose on a weekend night,
Mhm.
and he goes big. He goes to 20.
Yep.
Now I looked
Is
at
that
this.
standard for a straddle open?
It's big, especially. I mean, this is pretty strong range. He's not playing. He's probably playing. I don't know. He's playing more hands than me, but probably 30, 40%.
The straddle open here usually is to 15 at this
I
table.
think the straddling is usually a 15, yeah.
Okay.
And so he's going bigger from early position, which is showing a very strong rate. Well, if we put it in percentage, I would guess this is probably. So I looked at this. This is actually supposed to be 8% of hands,
Hmm. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
but it's probably around 15 to 20% of hands.
Yeah.
So I'm going to defend this, which I think is reasonable. I'm not going to 3-bet this hand against an early position open this large. I mean, large, not as large as a multiple of the straddle, but large in absolute sense. I'm not going to put this hand into a 3-bet bluff.
What?
And this would be a 3-bet bluff from this position against this open.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends whether he thinks about those things. I mean, maybe he. Wait, you guys can
Be
go. I got.
flat. Now, I am. I thought I was going to check raise here because this is we've got an advantage here,
Oh yeah.
and he does not have 7-9. And so, and he does. I'm not really actually clear about his c-bet frequency,
Yeah.
but I did not want to dunk here. I did not want to dunk into his very strong range. And I think if I wanted to maximize fold equity, it wasn't going to come from a dunk. It was going to come from a healthy check raise.
I like it.
Hmm.
So I did not want to dunk in down.
Yeah. He doesn't have 7-9, I agree, and he has much less 8-7 and 7-6 than you. And you were.
And he theoretically probably shouldn't have fives and sixes.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Thank you for
yeah,
pointing that out too.
yeah,
Yeah.
in theory he shouldn't. Right.
Yeah.
So, but we did not get what we wanted.
No.
He checks. Now I
Oh.
choose. This is sketchy. In retrospect, this is sketchy. I am not entirely. I think Brian's gonna like it, but I am not entirely happy with my choice here. This card is probably pretty good for his range, especially if it's around a 20% RFI.
Mhm.
But I do choose to begin a aggro bluff here. And this is mostly based on the fact that I think he's capable of folding pairs under the queen.
Yeah.
Um,
What do we think about
and
like his check back range on the flop?
I don't think it's too protected. I mean, really,
Okay.
I don't think it's protected at all.
in theory, we should be checking. If we look at this in solver, we're gonna have a lot of checks here.
Yes. I mean, I'm trying to
But
construct whether we think we still have showdown or whether we think, because I think that this card kind of turns it into that we really don't have showdown a lot of the times when this card comes off.
Mhm.
yeah, this
Like
queen does hit him.
Yeah.
But um, do we
the
have
question is, are we
showdown?
going to get more fold equity from him when we just go bet bet? Like he's probably just going to call queen a lot of queen X here. Like if he has queen jack suited, king queen suited, king queen offsuit, all of that type of stuff, ace queen, that stuff's not folding to.
No,
It's
exactly.
unlikely to fold to two barrels without it being a check raise.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. I agree.
but then
This
again, you know,
It also depends on
this
how.
card is good, and also, if you want to think about theory, we're blocking his ace X, which we don't want him to fold.
it's true.
But the
Yeah.
other thing I'm thinking about is that here is that I can call if he raises in position, I can call.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I do begin to construct what is going to be a two-street bluff, but in retrospect, and I don't bring these because I win. I bring these because I'm really not sure if this play is right.
Yeah.
But and I go big, right? I'm essentially
What do
saying I'm arguing I have a very strong queen X or two pair plus here.
should we say that we think it's very unlikely that he has a lot of like tens, nines, tens, jacks, queens, kings, and aces. We think that a lot of those are going to bet the flop
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
So we think that a lot of what
Let's say
we're
100%.
ranging is so I mean he has some I mean it really depends. He can have some 10-9 suited, stuff like that. He can have, king, queen, queen, jack, stuff like that that checks the flop. He has, king jack suited, possibly some I mean we block a lot of ace X, but he still has some ace X in here as well. Ace 10 suited, possibly. So he doesn't have a lot of draw. He has some draws, some just over cards that are unpaired, and some over cards that are paired here. So when we go 30, we get the charges draws, and then we can bluff small to push them out. No, I just
Yeah.
want to I
I don't
want to
think we need to
construct
put.
the range and what we wanted to do.
I think we're ahead of. I think we're ahead of all his draws.
Yeah, I mean
We-
we're because he doesn't have any draws that beat
Yeah.
us.
So we won't need to push him off that. So if we are going to construct a two-street bluff, I think it is aimed specifically at a queen, and
Do
that
Yeah.
we can we
that's
make a
that's
queen just
scary.
go
Yeah,
full
how
going
upper
bet
to
bet?
go. Yeah, but let's see.
So we're pretty deep here, right?
Yeah.
We're like approaching
Yeah.
SPR 9.
Yeah.
So I make a big bet. He calls repeat 5, which really is not a good card for us because it reduces our frequency of thick value around fives. And then I am not going to put this in the realm of a suicide bluff, but I'm going to put this as borderline reckless.
I
And
mean
now
I think it needs to be bigger as a bluff.
I'm okay. I'm going up close to B150. I mean,
You're trying to get top pair to fold with this.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is reckless. I think this is it's reckless. I know it's reckless in theory. I think this is a give up in theory because we have all the cards we want him. We hold cards that we want him to fold.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he were on a flush draw.
Yeah. So this is a bit reckless.
I don't know. I think it's good too because I mean, if I'm villain, I can
Yeah.
still have ace king here, and I might consider calling smaller bets with ace king.
But
So
my
Yeah.
you're going to get ace king to fold here with this bet for sure.
right.
So
but
what I'm
along
targeting
with-
here right now is I'm not targeting a queen X. I think he's going to call a queen X. I'm targeting jacks tens and nines that chose to check back on flop. But Scotty made a good point. He doesn't have that many of those.
Yeah, we don't think there's a lot of that in his range.
And I think so. So now if I'm not targeting Queen X, then I don't need to go this big because then I'm really only targeting. Essentially, now I'm targeting aces, which is going to check back at some frequency, and I'm targeting like stuff that I'm blocking, like
If with
ace
you're holding
jack,
the ace
ace
of clubs
10,
though, and I think the
ace king.
number, like a good reg is probably the only aces that they'll check back is probably like the aces with the ace of clubs as well on a wet dynamic flop like that.
Yeah,
Like I think that we're just not. I think that we're basically this is like the only thing. A lot of what's going to continue here was flush draws that we beat and Queen X and yeah. So I mean, it's kind of an odd spot. I'm trying to think of what I would want to do on the turn still, like whether I wanted to have led there or not. But yeah, so he
so
folds.
we get the fold, and then uh, it took a long time. He stared at me, and I was very uncomfortable, and he stared at the Queen of Spades. I drilled a hole with my eyes into this Queen of Spade,
Gulp.
and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man,
And
he's gonna call."
he didn't stare at you. Okay.
And then he just threw his hands in with a little bit of a sigh.
Yeah.
So we got him to fold something. I don't know. I don't think we got him to fold Queen X, but I think
Yeah.
he probably, I don't know what he folded. He folded something he liked. Maybe he did check back like jacks or ten or jacks or something.
He still has like ace six
Ace
of
six.
Yeah.
hearts and
Ace six of hearts, maybe
ace
ace.
eight of
Yeah,
spades or something.
Yeah.
yeah. So I think okay. So I don't think it's terrible to bluff this,
No.
but I think I don't have to construct such a big size on turn. I think that it makes sense to bet small here, like bet like 15, because I think also that's going to allow him to have room to raise his good hands, which we're going to call because
Mhm.
we have a nutted draw depending on size. But I think the 15 will allow him to raise the top of his range. I think we take away that option from him when we use this big size.
Okay, so let me throw two things out at you. One is for the thought process, once we get to the fact that he doesn't have a lot of nines, tens, jacks, queens, kings, aces here, that we should
Yeah.
then say he has none. That's the way we should do it at the table. He has none of those.
Okay.
To
I
to
see your point.
to simplify, it's not true, but it's going to simplify our logic to get there. So that's my first thing. Hello, Lewis. Uh,
Hi.
Gotcha. And then once you've done that, on the turn, I think that there are two very different lines, and they both make sense. If you bet very small on the turn, like a question bet, do you have a queen? A bet that a queen does not want to let that doesn't want to let a card come off for just that small price, and you get raised, you can call and not bluff the river, unless you
Agreed.
right. So you put in a bet of 10 or 15 that he's going to raise, you
Yeah.
call it and don't bluff. If you're going to go the other way, betting enough that a queen will call and not raise, then I think you might even want to bet bigger than the 30. And here's why. You not only want the percentage of the pot to be big on the river, you want the absolute size to be big.
I
Because
see your point.
at that point, and I don't know if it's a good idea, but at that point, because remember, he has no nines through aces, none. He has no pocket pairs that are that size. We've decided that. Therefore, you're trying to get ace, the ace king that's stuck around to fold. That's easy, and the queen and the six. That, and to get that queen to fold, you're going to have to go big, and I mean big absolute and big relative both. So that's why maybe you do a small overbet on the turn so that your line is believable and the chunky bet makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think either is more profitable in the long term? Either lines you just discussed?
I'm
I was in between two options of going big on the turn or checking the turn, and it's just whether we're deciding we have showdown or not here.
You know what
Uh,
else it does? It adds more money when he also has something like King, Queen of clubs or whatever club draw he might have. You get more money in when he's calling the turn, and then when you cooler him with another club, you get just like
True.
infinite amounts more.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, Scotty, what do you think? Big bet,
I
blast, river, small bet, big bet,
So
river.
first of all, I don't know.
But we wouldn't get
Second of
called by
all, I
that
like
stuff, though.
second of all, I like Brian's point of that small bet and don't bet river is also the same as check here because he's always betting a queen and he's also betting some hands that don't have a queen when you check to him twice. But he's never not betting his queen.
Yeah, he's gonna bet his queen here
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah. So you can
And
oh go on.
no, yeah, no, that's pretty much all I think is
Yeah.
it's pretty much he always bets his queen here, and we've already decided like pretty confidently that he's not checking, he doesn't have a strong check back range. So we have like we can just blast or we can decide showdown that we have showdown and check through. I don't know, it's interesting.
I don't think we have showdown. We might have
I
showdown.
agree.
I mean,
I don't think we can count on our showdown.
That's
yeah,
what I
I
think
don't
that
know.
we
We'd have
remove a lot of
showdown maybe
showdown
against
on.
like a Jack 10 suited. Maybe
We
that's it.
we have showdown.
King
We have
Jack
showdown when
suited.
the line goes check check on the turn. Then we don't
Hmm.
need to bluff the river. We then have showdown.
Yeah.
I don't think we have showdown when he calls any turn size. I don't think we have showdown.
Yes,
So I've come
I
back.
agree.
I'll go to the next hand in a second. I come to this conclusion, and also from just listening to Hungry Horse, is that when we choose to construct a bluff, our bluff is more profitable when we construct it across two streets as opposed to one.
Yes,
It's more
And so,
profitable and believable.
yeah, exactly. Well, they're hand in hand, right?
and it's more profitable when that turn bet is even bigger.
Now, I used to shy away from the river bluff here because blockers, but I pretty much have come to the conclusion that if I'm going to construct a bluff on turn, I'm going to construct it over two streets now.
Yes, good.
And um, there's a lot of cards where I don't construct a bluff. I mean, maybe a king, probably a king, obviously king is where I would give up. But here, I think I get to construct it. I mean,
Mhm.
the only question is how I construct it with sizing. So I'm still working on that. But we got lots of people with hands. I will move on.
I think you chose a good. I think you chose a good direction. I don't know if it's the best one, and I think for that direction that your turn size should be a little bit bigger so that your river size is even bigger. Because I think you were targeting a queen, and I think it's dangerous to target a queen, and it's very profitable when they fold. So there you
Yeah,
go.
true, true. All right, hand two. So we've got an unknown, and we have this guy who was on his phone. He was totally disengaged from the table, playing like a game on his phone. And then when he was in a hand, he would pay attention, but mostly he would just be on his phone. He didn't say a word for 4 hours.
Yep.
So we get an unusual open, a small open for this game. We get a call in the middle. Now, I am deep here, right?
Mhm.
I'm pretty deep now.
Yeah.
Um, these are approximate. Both these guys covered me, but I had around this much.
Okay.
Um, I think I don't like squeezing this too much, and I might have to get over it, but I don't like squeezing this because playability post flop is very limited. But I don't know if it's the most. I think maybe that's something I need to work on because this hand is an implied odds hand, and we're giving a very cheap price to see it. But
Mhm.
my attitude is that these guys didn't drive down to the poker club to fold, and so my three bet range is very linear. Now, there's an argument that even if we have a linear three bet range, we can expand it if they're going to fold post. But I really am not so comfortable playing this hand post flop when we totally miss, which we're going to do 70% of the time. So my three bet range is very linear live because I don't generate folds. I don't generate profitable folds that much. People want to see a flop.
I think you generate more folds when they take a small open size like this. Like they normally split range of they have their limp hands. They're raised to 10 hands and then their $5 hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't because I don't have a big enough sample size. This is very unusual.
I don't hate
My
not
size.
squeezing here. Like this is a hand that's criminal to fold, but I can see a squeeze.
Yeah,
If you get folds, yeah.
I
Like
can't bring myself to squeeze this. Essentially, long story short, I can't bring myself to squeeze this because it's just we're going to get calls, and this hand I don't think is that profitable when we get calls, and we're trying to
mhm.
generate folds. Maybe if we can get people to fold post, but I do not feel like going to the mat with this hand, frankly. So I play bingo here.
Okay. That's
So
wrong.
say it again.
This is not wrong.
No, it's not wrong,
This
but
is that's a positive EV call.
yeah,
It may
yeah,
not be the maximum EV. We'll talk about that in a second, but
yeah.
that is not wrong.
So
It's
now,
probably more positive when you don't get folds. From 3 bets.
And when the people behind you don't squeeze enough to make you not see the flop. If you see this flop, you have profited.
especially when it's this flop. So we got a double gutter.
Mm.
Got a good hand. Check. He puts in kind of your customary small bet,
Great.
gets out of the way. I don't think there's any reason to imposition raise here.
Nope.
I mean, imposition raising would be pretty fucking gangster, frankly.
Mhm.
He gets two callers, and we hit the nuts. We like that.
Nuts.
This guy's paying attention now. He kind of monkey stabbed. Now the question is, what size you guys using? Check,
What is
check.
their range? They have some ace X, some
So
pocket
lots of
pairs
draws. I mean,
going.
there's draws around the
Yeah.
diamonds.
It's good big.
This guy, big blind, has certainly some XX. He's also going to defend more suited combos, so he probably has more draws than UTG. UTG though, probably now has got like an underpair, like kings, queens, jacks are there a lot, tens, maybe air. He's got a lot of air too. So what size do you like to use here, guys?
45 plus.
Yep.
So overbet.
Big.
Yeah.
Hot minimum.
Yeah.
And
So
only because it's the ace X board here and the draw, the diamonds, man. I mean, you're just gonna get
There's
they're
so
not
much to
gonna
target.
fold like they should. And
I like it. So 40, I think you're right. I went big, but I did not go overbet. And I like 50 here. I think that was a better size. I chose 35. I think this is a little too small.
Yep. I agree.
I think now in my head, what I was thinking is that, oh, well, this is multi-way, so we size down. But fuck it, we got the nuts. I think you guys are right.
We don't size down on the turn
exploit.
way.
That's a theory thing. So exploit here.
Right.
Yeah,
But also
yeah.
the theory is not that we size down on turn multi-way. We size down on flop multi-way.
Okay. Yeah, I could have misapplied theory here.
Yeah. Yeah. We have, if you remember the simplified DTO from years ago, is 1/3 and then pot.
Oh my God, I do remember this DTO. Has that been multiple years? My goodness, you're right.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how long ago DTO was, but yes. So that's the
multi-way
reason-
madness.
Yeah. So for exploit reasons, for specific hand reasons, and for theory reasons, this is a good pot plus.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think pot was better. I think
Yeah.
pot's better here.
Oh,
I
and
might have
no
been
flush
kind of
draw
getting like
gets there
reverse
yet.
greedy and did not want to generate folds, but I think they're calling with a lot of their range here. So we go, what is this, like a B60, B70? The big blind calls, and he clearly was stabbing. Boo.
Don't worry about it. Fine.
Nope, now we worry about it. Now we fold.
Oh, that. Oh, sorry. I thought don't worry about. Oh, sorry. I thought don't worry about the that you got to fold. Oh yeah, you should worry a lot. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I think this is an overfold. So like, remember, I sent you guys that article about Tombos about showing the linear equity graph. You guys remember that conversation a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is what it's about.
Mhm.
Our range is now flattened into one equity, and that equity is bluff catcher.
Yeah.
I
This
think
this
you're
hand is
too-
not that much different than ace 10 right now. Or ace, yeah. It's actually not that much different than ace 10. It's maybe not even that much different than ace jack.
Yeah.
We have a pure bluff catcher. And so once this happens, our blockers are important. And clearly we have no diamonds. So, and now if you look at this generally is a underbluffed line.
Mhm.
I think we're in agreement on that, right?
Oh God, yes. And just coincidentally, it's your stack. Like, did he just say all in, or like, did he go 3x out of, you know?
Yeah, yeah. He went all in. I just put this in so we could get a more
Yeah. Okay. So
easier
it
understood
wasn't. He didn't look at your stack and go, I
odd
bet
odds number.
this, or he didn't
No,
look at the pot and go, I'm going 3x pot, not knowing how much you had or anything like that. It was just, I'm
no,
all in.
he insta said all in, put a chip in. He went all in and then put a chip in.
Yeah, I like that.
And so I don't think I think this is I'm not gonna say this is an easy fold. I'm not in the business usually of folding nut straight,
Mhm.
but I
You,
think
you
I mean
should be.
combos is sorry, say it again.
You should be when a rec player just calls, flush completing card, jams.
He's
Like,
not necessarily wreck, but he was not a pro. But I think we just come to the line that all our bluff catches are pretty equal now. Our ace jack and our straight are pretty much in the same hand class, and that's pure
yeah.
bluff catcher.
Yep.
And we understand this is a underbluff line. And if he's doing this with the naked ace, like if he's turning, I put this into silver. He's actually supposed to, if he gets here with the ace of diamonds, like ace six or ace three, not ace three, like ace six, ace nine. He's supposed to actually do this sometimes in solver with the naked ace of diamonds,
Yeah.
but people aren't finding that enough. So
Yeah, but now they have top pair. They're
Yeah.
just gonna check call there
yeah, that's
often.
why
Like
they
they're
don't.
just gonna go for the check call line so often
Yeah,
there
people don't
that
do that enough. Don't make that play enough. So I fold.
good fold. I don't
I
care if he
think this
shows a
is.
bluff or not.
He did not. He
Yeah.
quietly put his hand into the muck and
You
went
should
back to his
say
game.
thank you so much, sir. I was gonna
Collected
bet
my.
for value on the river and you just won the minimum.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He collected my $47. All right. That is the end of my hands, gents.
All right. So leave this one up for a second.
Sure.
Um, so on the turn, the the reasons for the even bigger than the 35 is all one word, and the word is inelastic.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You
He's
Like
going to
that,
be overly inelastic with his flush draws.
and
not
with
even just his flush draws, his ace X is gonna be inelastic here. I think it
exactly.
might fold on the river, possibly like a weak ace, but a lot of his weakest aces have some sort of draw to go with it. His ace four, his ace five, up they
So,
have a draw.
so how
So
far, how big are you going here? You going to 60?
yeah, I'd probably go at least 60. I think that, we're gonna get a lot of we have tons of flush draws that we're not gonna get paid by on the river, and ace X just isn't folding yet.
Yep. And what you're targeting, what you're doing is you're trying to slide in and get more money from pocket kings, pocket nines, all those things, right? That's when you size down, that's what you're trying to sneak a few more dollars from. Those
And how
more,
many of those hands do we think open to $5 pre-flop?
right. Well, pocket eights might.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then like pocket, but then we're not gonna get a lot of money from them in
Right. That's
general.
the point. That's the point. Is those hands that you're lowering yourself down to might not even call the 35.
Yeah.
So you're again in the Brian's no man land.
Hey, we've
Which
been getting better at not doing
right,
middling
which Brian,
sizes.
but that's what we're going to call it from now on. It's going to be called
Yeah, go ahead.
the Valley of Brian.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 35 is in the Valley of Brian, and we don't want to be there. We
Okay.
want to be on the cliffs of Mike.
Cliffs of Mike. Got it.
Cliffs of
Yeah.
Mike.
So I like 60. I think 60 is a better size here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
with you guys.
yep.
All right.
Now, when you bet 60 here, and he calls, what do we think that does to his river donks here? Does that make us feel even better about folding when the pot is big and we have funneled his hands?
That's a very good question. Now,
Or do
for a
we
lot
feel
of people,
worse?
when I think, and I've talked about this before, for a lot of people, when all of a sudden the stakes are bigger,
Mhm.
I think that caged animal instincts come out, which also involve, I think, more. There's more money in the pot, and I think that there is a little bit more bluffing.
Okay. Okay. So you think that might up his bluffing frequency? Okay.
That's my opinion, but I don't. That's very unstudied.
Yeah.
I have no evidence to back that up.
Right. So when you do that bigger bet, again, we're going to simplify. He has now only ace X and draws, and the only draw
Yeah.
that is a good draw that can call 60 is a diamond draw. There are no straight draws that can call 60. They're
No.
naked. Can 5 4 7 5 7, a pair and a gut shot, barely, and he shouldn't, and he can have those hands. Actually, he's the big blind. But mainly, I think you've put him in there, and the ace doesn't want to bluff the river for them,
Yeah.
and so I think even if they're more like caged animals, I think we may have put our animal into almost all diamonds and aces at that point.
Mhm.
Yeah. It is a much more filtered range.
Yeah, yeah, I think it does that too. But the main thing
If we
the main thing it does is they're inelastic on the turn.
Yeah. Yeah. I
makes the
think.
fold easy too, because they're just gonna check call their ace X,
Yeah,
and they're gonna donk their flushes on like so often. I mean, this play just makes me think that he's a bad recreational player because he probably has a flush here almost all the time. And this is what bad recs do when they hit a flush. And I do the same thing actually because I know that people don't bet thinly enough for value. So I make the bad rec fish play because they'll call me. But what you should do as the good reg is fold to the bad rec fish play
Yeah.
when
Well
I
put.
do it because they won't fold it.
let's do one more
Good
thing on
point.
this hand before we move on. Go to the turn before you've made your bet. All right. We've all said, everybody said pot or at least pot there. And then you said, I think I like 60 even better. I want to know what's the biggest size that we like here? That
I
we
mean,
like.
we don't think an ace is. I don't think an ace is folding to. I think an ace is folding to 70 now. I don't think a flush is folding to 70. I think we can
Remember,
go
we don't care if a flush folds. We'd like to get value,
exact.
but anytime they fold a flush, it's not bad. So, how big a bet is 80 for your game? How often do you see $80 bets in your game?
That's true. You got to
No,
think
that's
about
a question.
absolute.
I'm asking that for your game
Yeah. It depends a lot on the table of the night. I mean, table. I
that
mean,
night. That night. That night. How much is how much does 80 make them sit up and go and everybody start watching the pot and go, oh fuck, this is a big pot.
there are a couple people who were using big like $80 bets on turn,
Okay.
but it wasn't the whole table. But there are a couple guys who were using them.
All right. So you've got these two guys on the turn here. Nobody's folded yet. These guys, based on everything you know about them, and if you know nothing about them, then just use your population dynamic. Do they fold an ace to 60? I think we all have the same answer, right?
I think the answer is no, they do not.
No, they don't.
Nope.
We have even a bad ace. We got that. Do they fold an ace to 80?
Good question.
Getting
Um,
close.
I don't know. I honestly do not know. I
Okay.
think it depends very much on the player.
All right. B70. And that's not that's my final answer. And it's not
Bet
it's
$70.
not Brian. Yeah, 70. It's we've got they never fold an ace to 60. We don't know if they fold an ace to 80. So we don't want to go less than 60. And we were still at maybe they call at 80. So let's go 70.
Yeah, I think so.
I have,
Yeah, I see a point. I think
I
60
have
or
a
70 is
question.
better here.
Larry, do you guys have like a lot of green chips on the table when you play this game, or is it mostly just red chips?
Um, it's a mix. It depends on the player.
Gonna say it's a
I'm
weird thing,
probably
but like
like
mixing in some green chips whenever you do, because sometimes they get scared off by the big stacks when you're pushing big stacks of reds in.
yeah,
But if you
that's a
do like
classic.
two greens and four reds, it kind of looks a little smaller, you know?
That's an old school Bart Hansen heuristic, which I think makes sense. Yeah, when we're making a big bet with value, use the big denomination chips so it looks like less chips. I agree.
Mhm.
All right, who's the next victim? Thank
Uh,
you, gentlemen.
All right. I will go live unless Lewis, do you have your set hand ready? If you don't have it, I'll go and you can get it
No,
ready.
yeah, I do, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, let's do Lewis. Let's
I
do Lewis.
Get it
mean,
going.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty disgusting, not gonna
Let's all hate
lie.
on you, Lewis. Let's all
I
hate
love
on
to see it.
But I'm standing by it because
you. Okay.
I think I saw an Alex Fitzgerald quote on Twitter the other day, and it was like the best players get bluffed the most.
Nice.
And that's what I was like thinking a lot this week because like everyone in the past, they've just been a fucking station when they clearly have it.
Yeah.
Um, so
Sometimes the
that's
best exploit is folding.
Yeah.
so this is low stakes, 10 and nail, fast fold. We have deuces, raise the cutoff. We're playing the villain's the big blind, and he's like a 20 V pip. So I'd say that's a bit tight because you're probably not exploiting enough by like raising enough buttons and stuff. So I guess you can kind of think of them as like a bad reg or a rake back reg.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah. So we get a good flop for our range. So I mean the way
Yeah.
I play quite a simplified strategy, just because like I've started using my own sims because GTO Wizard's just too many bet sizes, which I don't like. So I've been fucking around with my own. So I play on all flops. I basically play a B33 or a B75. Um, Sometimes if I'm deep stacked, like 200 deep, I'll have like a pot sized flop bet as well. Um, so I go for the B75 here because I think
So
deuce
what
is
is the
just.
adjustment between sizes? Like how do you choose?
I mean, some's based on hand value, just from I know from theory. Like I know ace kings would like to bet big, two pair would like to bet big, straights would like to, it's just a mix of theory and then deuces I think very benefits a lot from the big sizing because if I can get like 9-8 to fold, like that's great. Like I folded so much equity against my specific hand. And I
Yeah.
think in the
Yeah,
solver,
indeed.
you see these small pairs on these high card boards. Sometimes they do like the big sizing just to benefit from like folding out a lot of equity against a particular hand.
But
So
Yeah. And they get
as soon as I saw deuces, I thought, yeah, this is like probably a B75 hand.
yep.
I do use a randomizer as well just to like mix it up, but I don't always go with it. This one I'd probably only do B75.
Twos,
Um,
threes, fours, and fives will be great for
yeah.
this.
So I ban and he calls. We turn the deuce. So this is great.
Mhm,
I mean, it's, a straight board.
mhm.
We didn't get check raise. I'm thinking my deuce is good. So like if I had a draw here, I'd go for like a B120. Or I mean you can even go B150, I think. But I mean any size is good. So I go for the like big
Yay.
size.
Yay.
With the goal of just like jamming river on most like maybe on a diamond river I can consider like nitty checking back depending, but like there's just a lot of good river cards like a
Mhm.
deuce, a king, a queen, jack. um
A
yeah,
seven.
like yeah, I mean maybe an ace I don't bet probably. I'll probably just check back on an ace, but like diamonds, yeah, it's a bit sketchy betting on a diamond I think.
Yeah.
uh but
And on a 10. 10 is also
And
bad.
yeah.
so like and then he clicks me. So now I'm like, so for those who don't know, you probably all know this. When you get check raised on the turn, it's so fucking strong.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking this is no chance in hell this is a draw. So I'm thinking what you know about these high rate games is like this guy can definitely have queens. Like, there's no guarantee he free bets queens because like even against under the gun, it's going to be a mix, and ace king's a mix in these high rate games. So like, if under the gun raises and big blind's supposed to mostly call ace king off,
So you're playing
so
on GG, right?
Yeah, this is GG, so
So
it's like a high.
GG rakes pre-flop, right?
I don't know the exact rate, but I just know it's like high. And I've run the model with my on HRC with the GG rake set in.
And Lewis, doesn't GG provide like charts to fast fold games?
Yeah, I think they do.
So they would like be able to like look at your pre-flop charts. Even the Rex get to do this. And it's gonna
No
say
one's
three
doing
bet
that.
queens and jacks here pretty much always, right?
I don't know. I think it's just I don't know exactly how it works, but I mean, if you're using pre-flop charts, you're a fish. Because like
Yeah,
in
but
the because
not that you like have it like off to the side. It's like you just have to click on your avatar or something, right? Like it's provided.
yeah. But then you're not looking at the stats on the HUD to exploit when both the blinds have a 4-3 bet and you're not opening wide on the button, you're like, you're not making as much as you can. So like as I'm ranging this guy, I literally just think it's ace 10, queens, jacks, and then maybe king queen of spades. That's the range I put it on.
If that's the
Because
range,
like
we're not doing good.
No,
yeah, I ran this on Equilab earlier today. We have like just under 20%. So like if I call, what's gonna happen? They're gonna jam the river every time, pretty much. Like maybe on an ace they don't jam, but I mean like what can I expect to happen? Like I'm getting the odds to call if he has ace 10, probably, because there's just a lot of card. I can get a deuce, king, jack, queen.
You're definitely
But like
getting the odds to call with ace 10
but if
because
he if he if
you
he has
also have
queen,
implied odds here.
well that
You
yeah,
have
I
10, you have
mean, I mean, there's
20%
not much.
equity.
There's not much back. Like, say we call what the pot's gonna be, 78 plus 14, so like 92,
Well, roughly
and
your
there'll be
chances of the board
there's not
pairing
that there's not that
are
much.
getting quads is around 20%. Pot odds are being offered, or 23%. So you're almost there just with direct odds.
So what? Yeah, 23. Yeah, but I just don't think it's yeah. I mean, I think there's merit in cooling, but like, I think it's close. It's not printed. This is a close spot. And it, my money's not going to come by cooling down check raises. It's just not going to be come down. You don't make money in the cooling down notes. You just don't. When they're showing aggression, they just have it. And like I did a B75 and then like a B120, and
yeah,
he's
It's
raising.
just, yeah, this
he's
is
not
like,
bluffing.
I mean, this is two pair plus. The question is how much of it's like, because part of why you don't want to, like, I understand where you're in that position because if his range is queens, jacks, kings, king, queen, king, jack, so you just don't have, like, that means a couple, decent amount of your boat outs are dead, but you're ahead of king, queen, and king, jack, but then you're dead to a two against kings, jacks, queens. Oh, I mean, it's not a fun spot.
I mean,
I mean,
you're
I don't think he
also
ever
going to
has
cooler
kings,
ace 10
but
here.
That's true. And then there's ace
And
10
also 10
and 10
9.
9.
Right, but that's the ratio problem. We have positive implied odds against the 10 against the straights, and we have negative implied odds against all the sets. And the two pair, which he's probably still going to jam on the river, are you calling if you don't improve on the river? Because if you aren't, then the two pair beat you. The two pair are ahead of you, if you understand what I mean there. If they're going to jam and you're going to fold. So if you call, are you only going to call the river jam if you boat up?
well, that's the thing. Like, that's another reason I fold because he's gonna jam it every time. So I'm basically pot committed. Like if
The range we gave him, yeah. The range we gave him, um, he's jamming every one of those for in his mind value.
And I've played a lot of I played like 150,000 hands at this stake and on this format. Like people aren't doing like wild shits. Like, do you know how like I never see a river bluff. Like I just never see it. Like, and if it is, it's only in small pots. Like, I raise under the gun, big blind calls, bet, call, check, check, and then maybe they'll lead out for like 75. Like when they bet big or just do stuff like this, it's just value. But like Yeah, I just decide to pitch it. I'm just like, I'm not trying to play around in this spot. I've had like a really strong line. Like when I bet, I'm repping two pair plus and bluffs, and he's raising me. Like it's just, I just don't think
He's
like
raising an amount that he's raising an amount that isn't going to get folds. That
Yeah, I
also,
mean,
he's not afraid.
it's also the fact that you bet big on the flop and then overbet the turn, and now
Yeah.
he's re-raising you. I mean, I think even some of the two pair just calls your overbet on the turn.
so. What are people like? I've put out my explanation. Are people yay or nay?
I
I'm strongly nay. You're getting close to direct odds, and you have significant implied odds.
Okay, one nay.
I'm
I mean,
My spectrum is more on the nay side because of the player class as you've kind of classed him as a fish. And I think he can do this with hands he shouldn't be doing this with.
Well, I didn't class him as a fish. I said a bad reg. Like
Oh, you
it's
did bad reg.
yeah.
uh,
Because I just don't think they're going to have the sets. They're not going.
right.
Jacks, I think, would be the only set that he's going to have here.
it
Then
really depends too of how much queens, jacks, and kings we can give them. If we can
Right.
take out a lot of that, then we can call all day and
Hmm.
try and
let me
boat
s-
up.
I mean,
let
you
me
just
see
got to
my
look. I mean, look at odds. I mean, just I just can't get away from the fact that you're or probably around 20% to boat up, and he's offering you 23%. It's very hard for
Very
you to get
low.
away from that.
yeah, but like that's a 3% swing from the range I've
But there's
given him.
implied up, but
But
there, but
there are
there's
significant.
The
$69.
implied
There's
odds aren't
$69 to
much
win.
though.
They
Yeah.
are, the spot odds
Yeah.
are a lot. I mean, that I wouldn't say much. He's gonna. There's 60 bigs behind.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
wait, go back to the.
So yeah,
Is there 60 big still?
he's supposed to free bet queens and jacks, but I think a lot of people call. I see people call.
That's
I know
that
you do,
I
but
haven't
like if
seen.
he's using the charts that's provided to him, he'll do what the charts say probably.
But I don't know. I mean,
But
I
yeah,
don't
we don't
know.
know if he's using them or not.
But like, say this was under the gun and it goes to big blind, like yeah, queen starts calling. Jacks is always a call.
Oh,
Ace
wouldn't it be
king is
so
also a
much
call.
fun if this is ignition?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wait, I didn't say that.
Right. This would be
What's
so
wrong
much.
with your car, Brian?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not cranking for some reason.
Okay, so everyone's a nay. So, I still stand by it because I just like the line's so like I just say like yeah, the implied odds like I mean the range I've given him like I gave him 20%. Like
I mean,
I
you can
mean
figure out the implied odds, right? I mean, implied odds is a numerical number. It's
Yeah.
you sometimes think of it as being just kind of a fantastical number, but it's there's a number, and it's and you can figure it out. And
I just
you've
Louis,
got the implied odds here. There's no question. I mean, the thing
I
to think about here is
just
you are 20% to boat up,
yeah.
and you're being offered 23%. And if he's clearly, you've made it clear he has no bluffs here. So if you do boat up, you're going to get the rest. And so those are clear implied odds.
right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So I'm a nay, except here's why I think you did the right thing. Um, when you ranged him and said that he has a fair amount, maybe not 100% of his kings, queens, and jacks.
No, he never has kings. He never has
Right.
kings. Let's
Okay.
be
That his queens and jacks, that he has that he has 100% of his queens and jacks here.
no,
And
no, no, not 100%. Like
no,
maybe. Like I don't know.
but when you did it, when you did your analysis, you gave him a number there.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And given that number, you decided this wasn't profitable, and you are the best player in the world. Therefore, the estimate you gave him is correct. It's 100% correct. And
Yeah, I mean,
with your estimate of the amount of queens and jacks he has here, this is a decent fold. With my estimate of queens and jacks he has here, this is a call. And with
Yeah, I
Larry's,
get what you mean. I didn't think about that.
right?
Like even if he's like free betting queens, like say he's got like 1.5 combo of queens instead of three.
Yeah,
And same
yeah,
with I mean Jacks he could have 100% of Jacks for sure.
would-
But like yeah, he probably doesn't have 100% of queens.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean I think I just saw it for the spot as it is. I mean, I think if we were way deeper, like I could, because I'm just like, oh, you're cool in 21 to, win whatever. But like, in my view, you're not cool in 21 because like, I can't like the pot like it's gonna be like B70 on the river, and it's like, God, can you even call? I mean, sometimes he'll go check check, I guess. I guess that's what you're praying for.
Yeah, if it goes
He's
check,
just
check, you.
like he's like, I don't believe this guy. I'm just gonna do something weird and click. But I mean, the guy's a 20 VPIP. Like, say this guy was like a 30. It's like, okay, like, but a
Almost the
20,
VPIP doesn't matter because you're being offered almost direct odds, and you have clear implied odds. I
But
mean,
Larry,
yeah.
it's numbered.
but your implied you have negative implied odds against the sets. You have
Yeah, but are
negative.
you giving him a lot of
I'm dead
sets
against
there?
the
No. But
sets.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
saying,
dead.
I have one more thing. Lewis gave him more sets than you did, and he gave him more sets than I did.
Yeah.
But so with Lewis's assumption, remember, Lewis's assumption is 100% correct. With your assumption, this is an easy call. Where you and I are both calling here. And are we jamming? Probably not. Maybe. But you and I are not folding. But with Lewis's assumption on the sets, add one more thing. He does this with two pair, right? He thinks his two pair is the best hand. He jams two pair on the river. If you're going to fold when you don't boat up against his two pair, you will be his two pair blocks you from boating up. You still have the best hand, but you're going to fold it on the river if you are not calling the 67 on the river against anything. Obviously it's easy to fold to a diamond. It's easy to fold to a 10. It's easy to fold. It's not that bad to fold to an ace, but it's easy. It's really easy to fold to a 10.
Okay, I see your point, but
Right. That's
I
what it
think this
is.
is a clear call.
Yeah.
And
And
do you
based
know
on
the
your
great
assumptions, and based on your assumptions, Larry, it is a clear call. You should absolutely call this because you're the best player in the world, and you have made the right assumption. And you've made the right assumption about what his frequency of queens and jacks are.
No, not necessarily, but I just think, yeah.
and the great thing is, we'll never know.
We'll never know. All right.
Maybe it was a great fold. Maybe he had
It
complete airball.
wasn't a complete airball. It's rarely a complete airball. Sometimes it is, but that's rarely an airball.
All right, I need to go
I agree
now.
with you.
But
I agree with you that is highly overvalue. Has much more value than it has bluffs, but you beat a lot of what he thinks is value, and you have outs. You have 20% outs against a lot of what he thinks is value.
yeah,
There we go. All right.
maybe I had one out though.
Maybe you had one out.
Yeah.
Maybe you had one out, and maybe you were ahead, but you were going to fold the river to his king queen, and to his king jack, and to his queen jack. You might have ended up folding the river to those hands. All right. Bye, Mel. All right. Let me take over the screen here.
See some Scotty hands.
This is going to be the nightmare. What is this? Oh, that's Sennheiser. We don't care about that. All right. Here we go. All right. We need this here. All right. First hand. So our short notes are MMA, who's in seat one, has been. We don't even think we think he's open limping his entire playable range. We've seen him open limp from low jack -1, a 7-7. We've seen him open limp king 7 suited, and I can't remember if we saw him raise. He's limping a lot, and when it's showdown, they've been surprisingly not the queen 3 off and nonsense that most people limp. So it's like he's got a decent VPIP and he's just limping it. That's what we're seeing there. We've got another limper here who's who limped and called who limped a 10-6 offsuit. So he's going to be our total spot limper. We've got another limper who limped and then called a raise to 40. We don't know what his hand are. So these are the things we're seeing. So MMA is going to matter here as he comes up. And A2 and DN are the people who we think, and when they come up, who are either good players or at least not bad players. That's what we think, based on their play. And DN we've played with for years, and we think he's quite good. And then we saw him open limp twice in the game. What the fuck? I don't know why. One of his open limps was queen 10 suited. Is he adjusting to the table? And he's decided that open limping is the right thing to do at this table because there's not enough raising behind? No, people have attacked the open limps. So I don't know what he's doing, and maybe he's not as good as I thought he was. But I thought he was solid. I mean, he was a he was a prop player for years. So in a 30-60 game, limit game. So I don't know what's going on there. So now we get the first hand. Here we go. And you guys didn't have to take all that in of all the people are, because when they come up again, you'll see it. But those are the things we already know. All right, we've got ace 10. We are going to open to 30 like a normal person. We get called on the button. We get called in the big blind, and we get called in the straddle. The straddle is always on in this game. Here's our flop. Check, check. This flop is unlikely to be stabbed. We have a gut shot, and we have got a back door. And I've decided that on this one, I'm going to bet my bluff into 4. I'm going to have some, so I've decided to do it with this one. So I bet it. And we get called in 2 places. All right. We are not so happy with the betting of this bluff anymore.
No.
7. Check. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Check, check, check. Oh, that's nice. Let's get a call. Yeah, let's hit a 9 for putting in $40. This is great. Ace.
Very interesting card.
Right. What do you do? I am willing to be told that the bet on the turn is ill-advised. I can accept that. If anybody thinks
The check on turn or the bet on
check,
turn?
sorry, the bet on flop. I am totally willing to be told that the bet on flop is ill-advised. Does anybody think the bet on flop is punting?
I was team checking flop, but I also was like kind of like, yeah, I think you can bet this with you got a gut shot and some backdoors. I don't think there's anything wrong with betting.
Okay, yeah. I think the check is the standard here. And check is
Yeah.
what I should do most of the time. I wasn't sure if it was dubious or if it was punt. So anybody on team punt?
I don't think it's a punt,
No,
All right.
not a punt.
All right, good enough then.
You had enough going on.
Sure,
I
okay.
wouldn't do it full freak,
Yeah,
but
me either.
I think this is a spot where we have to value bet for thin value. It's not, for me, it's not comfortable, but I think it's bet for thin value, fold to raise. So I would choose a size which allows me to more easily fold to a raise. And,
Gotcha.
No.
And what's
but more importantly, I want to get value from it's hard to know.
What are
again.
the
I would tell
two
you this
ranges
is
we're
very
against?
player dependent to bet for thin value here. If these guys are at all good, you could get raised with just about anything here. Even worse, like they could be raising a worse ace, and
Because sevens aren't well represented in Scotty's range.
yeah.
That's
Are
valid.
these guys good or not?
All right, let's figure it out. Player
Are they
9
good?
is let's
Yo,
see.
I
see
think
what they got.
even a good player, like a bad player might raise you stupidly, and a good player might raise you knowing you're going to fold a shit ton.
All right.
Yeah, but also like I can say that when we get here, we can eliminate a lot of the hands that beat us from their ranges based on what kind of player they are. Like if they like player 1 or the guy that's in the under the gun position is extremely capped after he calls the flop, but then he
There's no under
checks
the
the
gun
turn,
position.
checks the river.
He's
That guy.
there's no under the gun. He's straddle.
That straddle guy, he's
Straddle.
extremely capped here. And
Yeah.
then the button guy, if he's a bad player, he's also capped whenever it checks through on the turn and he doesn't bet his 7x or Jack X or whatever it is. He's very capped as a bad player in that situation.
Nobody
So
has nobody
Yeah.
has a no. I don't have a 7. Nobody has a 7 in this.
Button is
Mhm.
definitely the most capped.
Right, and he's got a jack.
yes.
He's got a jack and an 8. Is what are the hands? I don't mean he's got jack 8. I mean he has some jack. He has some 8, and then
Yeah,
he
and
has.
I think Straddle's capped too if he's not a good player. Like if he's capped if he's not a good player because he's just gonna check. He's gonna bet a lot of his 7x here and probably gonna come out and bet a decent amount of his ace x here and Jack X after you just go check check after you check on the turn and river.
Yeah. Um. The button player is a player who we saw call an ace 9 off on the button against a limp and then a 40 ISO. and he called with ace nine offsuit on the button. So we do not think that he is good. And the player here, so if he's seat 1, so he's seat 9, and we don't care what this guy is. So I've decided that I'm the best player in the world. Therefore, I can easily fold to a raise here.
Yep.
Easily. Because
What's that?
that's my read. So if I can fold to a raise, I can bet. Right? That was my thought. So
Yeah.
now it's just
Mhm.
about size.
So we think that their ranges contain some Jack X, 8X, some of them possibly aces that we chop with.
Dean properly points out that my kicker does not play.
So, you know,
Yep.
I would say target some Jack X and 8X,
All right, good. What size is targeting Jack X and 8X?
140.
Okay. I did 100. I did 100. And when he called, I did something that looked like a angle, and it absolutely wasn't. So he calls, the other guy folds, and I say, as I'm turning my hand over, I go, oh, then I guess I must be beat. And he
Yeah.
turns over his cards before I did, and he shows a jack.
Yep.
And my problem with my own bet was when he called me, I thought, oh, I guess I must be beat once I got called. Because
So you didn't know if you were bluffing or value betting.
I realized that when I bet it, I thought as far as I was betting for thin value, but the idea once I thought that, oh, but if I get called, my value is exactly. So which was my mistake? Thinking that I was beat or betting for, or the value bet. And had
Thinking
I
you
gone,
were beat.
okay, but that the first part of it's right. Okay. Yeah. So he
I
had
think
Jack
you
10.
have plenty to go and value bet after it checks through on the turn and then it checks to you again. I think you have plenty of value to make some money, get some value.
Yeah.
What did he have?
He had Jack 10, and I apologized to him.
Suited or offsuit?
I don't have a note on it. Let's hope that it was suited. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
okay, good enough.
got
All right.
max value.
Right. All right. So DN has open limped again. And we got to see it shown down. It was a queen 10 suited. Is he adjusting the table? Is he just not as good as I thought? I don't know. There are no fold tells to my left. Boo. I'm a good person. I brush my teeth and eat my vegetables. I deserve fold tells. All right. We saw him do a 3-street bluff, starting with a flop click raise. He had a flush draw. He had king seven of clubs. We didn't put the whole hand in, but there was a bet of 75. He min clicks it to 150. Then he bets 300. Then he bets 230. Then he bets 400. And the board is ace, ace, 5 with 2 clubs, queen, 7. So we're not going. So even though he's an older guy and is not in too many hands, he owns a 3-barrel bluff. So we just want to remember that.
Okay.
This is our friend who has open limped and jammed. We've seen him do it twice.
He's open limp, then gotten ISO'd and jammed.
Open limp and then jammed to an ISO.
Got it.
Okay. And one of them, have we seen what one of them was? Did we see that it was pocket nines? I don't even remember now if we've seen it. But he does this. So he open limps, and now we're going to do the hand. It's a short one. And here's the weird decision matrix. So this is him. He's open limped and jammed. So I'm in the straddle. He open limps. Call. King, queen off. He's got
this short stack is open limp jam twice.
Yes. So if we raise this, we are deciding in advance whether we are calling his jam. Bye, Lewis.
Yeah.
Thank you for the set. Fucking set folder. All right. Lewis shall he shall forever be known as Lewis the set folder.
So Yeah, this is a really uncomfortable spot.
Yeah.
I do not, and also he's first to act, which I think increases his traps.
Mhm.
Maybe we overlamp,
Well, we
or
don't. Yeah,
maybe
we
we
just
check
we can
You
action
mean just
rather.
check your option?
we can just
Yeah.
check. We can just check and say that even though King Queen is doing very well against this range and this range, and then even better against all these ranges, it's getting better and better. And by the way, we are not everyone here knows about his open limp jam because his open limp jam, the two times it happened, was at another table before this. So these guys
Okay.
weren't at that table. So I'm the only one, maybe one other guy knows, but I'm the only one who's seen it.
If he
Okay.
was full stacked, Scotty, and everyone was full stacked, and it limped around like this to you, and you had aces, what would you make it?
Full stack. I would make it. Let's go. Let's start with what the theoretical right number is.
Yeah,
40,
or if you
50,
had
60,
queens, let's say
60,
queens, because I know
90,
you could go less if you
100.
had aces.
Right, 100. I'm gonna go with queens and kings. I'm gonna go 120, and with aces, I'm gonna go 105. So there's my tell.
Oh, you'd go less, or you'd go more with aces and less with kings and queens.
No. I'm going 120 with the kings and queens. I'm going 105 with the aces.
Oh, okay.
Because if
So
he does,
120. So let's
because I would like to get with aces. I always want to get at least one caller with aces, and you know,
yeah, I
uh,
hear you.
and I'm
That's what I
fine.
figured.
And I'm fine with getting all folds with queens and kings.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I wanted to make that
Yeah.
distinction. So let's say you make it 120 here,
Hmm.
and he jams.
You mean like that?
Yeah, yeah, like that.
Okay.
And he would jam for 440.
Right.
And I know you mentioned what he jammed with before, right? You saw it.
We did no. I said I thought that there. I thought it might have been a 9-9, but I'm not sure if I saw that yet. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Either way, I think if you did jam, I think you call, right? Like pretty much unless you knew it was just over pairs or whatever.
I call. But that's the question is when I did it, I mean, my call was instant. When I did it, um, I had already decided what I was going to do against a jam, unless, of course, somebody else calls the jam. If somebody else calls the jam, I'm folding my king queen instantly.
Yeah.
Um, but how ill-advised do we think this is, knowing that it's going to be that we're going to be raise and take it, which would be great against part of his range, and raise and call off against his jam against the other part of his range. What do we think about king queen now? Do you want to see the
Hmm.
Um,
do you want to see the flop in a giant multi-way thing, or do you want
yeah, I don't. I mean,
Depends what his limping
what are your
range
pot
is.
odds you're being offered here?
to
You got to put in like, so the pot's bloated, so you're gonna have to put in what, 320, about 330
Mhm.
to win a pot of 1,000 essentially. Yeah, you're calling off.
Oh yeah, no, we're 100% we're calling off. The question is here. We've if we you have to decide here whether you're calling off in advance.
Agreed.
And if you're not calling off, you fold. I mean, you don't fold, you see the flop.
Yeah.
The question is, knowing that, what do we think of this? Do we want to do it?
I was
I would,
considering you would go larger, to be honest, because if you did go like 120 and then he just calls, now these other players behind you are going to be like, okay. That's why I was thinking maybe you go 150 just to like maybe send the message. Hey,
Well, if you
fold
know that,
your
yeah,
hand.
yeah, you can also go 200
Yeah,
and
right.
and and maybe he jams a few less hands, and I mean every hand that he jams has significant equity against you.
yeah, I'm too nitty to go to the mat, even against a short stack here.
Right. Yeah.
A 50 big short stack.
Yeah. He has pocket jacks.
Makes
We hit
sense.
we win the hand. We hit a queen.
Nice.
Which is not the important thing. The important thing was this one. And now I kind of do like I like the slightly bigger bet if I'm going to do it. And of course the check back is also fine.
The other thing that is the other thing I think is important here is that we can expand his limp shove range significantly when you've seen them pull this a couple times, right? I mean, now we know his limp shove range is significantly expanded from what we think of
Yes.
it as being
I
aces.
think you really just have to be sure he's doing it with things that you dominate. Like if it's only nines plus and ace jack suited plus or something, then I don't think you're doing great. But if as soon as you throw in any king X like king jack, or
Yeah.
suited, then it's great.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
true.
really think it has to be wider than.
He also has it, and he also does have an open range. He does open raise some hands. Okay, good point. We have a hand here. I'm not put it in. We have an open limp, fold, fold, fold. Does we have an open limp, and do we complete queen four suited in the small blind to a first position limp? I folded it. Open limp folds to us. We're in the small blind. What do we think?
With what?
We have queen four suited.
How many calls in between?
None. And we are not, and it's not this guy who limped. It's not our limp jammer who limped. It's just, I don't, it doesn't matter which guy it is. One of
And it's
the serial
like a
limp.
non-straddle pot?
No, they're all straddled. They have to be.
Oh yeah, fold small blind. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in the $3. We have to put in 7 to play in the worst position with a queen four suited. I think
Yeah,
that's
for sure. Absolutely fold. If there was no straddle and only the big blind left, I think complete is on the table.
okay. Thank you. That's what I did. I just folded it. We have a quote. You have to feed the fish to eat the fish, which I liked. That's my okay. Here we go.
Someone at the table said that?
Yeah. Yeah, our friend who did the King 7 suited bluff said that at one point because people he was the thing apparently he had earlier in the day done some at a table where I wasn't done some calling blind or raising blind, some of that nonsense.
He was given action.
It was given action and he did something like that. And I think he also had a raise, like an open raise to 80 size, which was kind of weird. And somebody sort of mentioned it and he says, you got to feed the fish to eat the fish.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute. All right. So here we go. Ace Jack. We are in the straddle. This is going to be a short one. I remember. Okay. So there's our limp. And this limp from Limpy Razor? No. So this is just a limp. Is that true? Maybe this is him. Do we have that note on who it is? Yes. Okay. So this is the guy. This is our limp jammer. Get a raise to 50. The player who raises to 50, I'll tell you if it matters. It's an Asian guy who has not been playing badly. He is not one of our limpers in the game. We don't.
All right. Well, good fold then, Scotty. Good fold.
Yeah, way to fold here.
All right.
Oh,
I'd
you
fold
did.
this.
I was waiting for you to call or do something else.
You saw why. That was my question. Okay. Good.
Did he jam?
I think he did. I don't remember whether he did as a jam. He had pocket sevens.
Okay.
And he probably did. And the other guy had pocket sevens, by the way. I had ace jack. Yes, of course, there was an ace on the flop and a jack on the turn, but that's not the point.
Oh.
He has about 400. The other guy had like 1,500 here. Right. Okay. And as I was looking down at this ace jack, it's just like, I'm folding ace jack to a cutoff, to a cutoff ISO, really? It's like, well, it's not just a cutoff ISO. This could happen. I don't remember if it did. All right, here we go. All right. Limp. So this limper here, this is MMA limping. So this limp is stronger than you might expect from the games you play in. 8-9 suited on the button. I'm not going to fold it. I'm not considering folding it. I think that this is normally one of the kinds of hands that you might ISO. It's the
Who's
worst.
MMA?
MMA is our guy who is either limping his entire playable range, but is not playing too many hands,
Got it.
or he's limping a lot of his good hands. Like that. Everything we've seen him limp and show down, we've been slightly surprised. I don't think we've seen aces, but we've gone, well, that's, king queen suited and king jack suited, and he does not have a limping range that we want to attack. And raising here is attack his weak limping range. And since he doesn't have a weak limping range, I throw that out. And then the fact that my hand is 8-9 suited, which is the worst of the suited connectors, I decide to call.
What's your meter on the 3 players left to act in terms of their squeeze capability?
All right, let me picture the table in my mind and see who they were.
If it's low, limp.
Yeah.
If it's higher on the higher side.
No, there's not a ton of squeezing. There we go. Yeah, it gets through. As we go through it, this is probably YN still. This is probably our. Wait a minute, where's YN? YN is seat 8. So one of these guys is the limp jammer. Yeah, the limp jammer is here. This guy is the guy who said to feed the fish, to eat the fish, you got to feed the fish. He's the guy who we saw do the 3-barrel bluff, and the guy to my immediate left. I have to look up who he is, but it doesn't matter to the hand.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the point is you gauge that and then decide if you should 3-bet or not 3-bet, ISO or limp behind. And I think if that meter is leaning towards they're gonna squeeze, a decent amount, then you got to 3-bet it if you're gonna play it.
Right.
Or ISO it, I mean.
Yeah. And in this case, yeah, I think I expected to see a flop off enough of the time. All right. Check, check. MMA bets 20 into a pot of 65. Easy call, right?
Yeah.
And do we want to raise it? Do you want to fold it?
Yeah, I was thinking some raising here.
Raising is okay.
Yeah.
Raising is okay. We don't raise that much in position. If we raise, we have the chance of getting a better flush draw to fold and make our flush draw live. If we need to, that's true.
But I think call's good too.
Who likes call multi-way? Larry says call, team call. All right, that's 2 calls. Anybody who wanted to raise has lost their chance. We call. And we're heads up. We get the deuce. And he bets out 45.
The 45 into 100 essentially.
Yeah. It's 45 into 85.
Yeah, 85. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's his range? What are we going to do about it? So his range is around a jack X over pairs. He's going to have some better flush draws than you, but that's hard for him to have. Just looks like a lot of jack X and over pairs to me.
Yeah. We don't know that he limps. We don't know that he. Oh yes, we do. We later we will find out that his limping range includes queen queen. We will find that out.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
But we don't know that yet. We do not.
I erred. I forgot this was a limp pot.
Yeah.
That was my error.
Right. So jack 10, king jack. Those are in his range there. Absolutely. 4-6, probably not. Jack 6, jack 4, not. All right. All right. Dean says never raise because turn raises are never bluffs. Nice.
No, he says now raise. He said raise now.
Raise. Oh, do now raise because turn raises are never bluffs. Okay. Good enough. By the way, if I raised, he would call, just so you know. That's what was going to happen. Okay, I call. Let's get there.
Nice.
With Yates. He bets
Even better.
50.
This is an obligatory raise.
Thank you. Anybody not raising here? Is everybody raising?
Yeah.
Good. Everybody's raising. This is not, we got it there. This was a flush. This is what we were there for. And more importantly, that's not a flush size bet.
No.
That is not a flush there. So We're going to raise. What size? What does his range consist of? A lot of Jack X, a lot of Jack X.
I think 300.
You can go 300 on the ace. That's the problem, is that it's the ace of hearts.
Yeah, I agree.
And he, I believe, doesn't like it.
Yeah, I think those are good points.
Right.
Much would you bet to get a jack to fold?
I think you can get a Jack to fold here for 215.
All right. Well, we think that
If I
that's a
was trying
lot
to
of
get
his range.
and if I was trying to get a Jack to fold, I would push it up to two. I think you can get a Jack to fold to 215, so I would bet 250.
Okay, so we bet like 150.
Yeah. 150. Oh, you come on. Come on. Don't be such a pussy.
You can't
60.
just
160.
blast. Oh, okay. You
160.
can't just blast because you have strong hands, Scotty. Had that whole
150.
extra $10 and now a guy's gonna fold his jack.
No, he's going to call with queens.
Yeah. Oh, Queens, there it is.
Yeah. And so that was the question about the um the size on the river.
I like it.
So the argument, so you're targeting a very specific part of his range,
I
which is
am.
really Jack X, and the argument is that
Which
it's
it is, which queen is Jack X. It's the same hand, right?
Mhm.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
And so
Did not expect to see queen.
I was arguing for essentially twice the size, but the argument is that he's elastic enough that he will see the writing on the wall and fold his queen X, which makes sense.
Yeah. Because he's beaten by ace also. I mean,
Yeah, because
that's the flush, but the problem is that he's beaten by my overplayed ace.
yeah, and you read his hand
Or your
correctly,
ace 5 that had
and
him
that he
better.
did not. He sized down on the ace, so that.
Yeah.
Now the question I have is, what size would you use if you had backdoor spades somehow and you missed? What
Yeah,
size are you going to use to generate a fold?
Give me 5,
Go
7.
back to the
Give me 5, 7 of spades. I can have
5, 7 of spades.
I don't
and
have
Yeah.
5, 7 of
blast
spades here.
off.
I folded 5, 7 of spades pre. I don't have 5, 7 of spades. Let's give what realistic hand can I have here? Okay.
Ace 6 of spades.
It was a limp pot. Maybe you have 5, 7 spades.
Ace 6
I
of
don't have
spades.
I don't have 5, 7 of spades. I just don't.
Okay.
I
Ace
have
6 of
7, 6.
spades.
I have 7, 6 of spades. I don't have 8, 6. I folded it. I
Yeah,
have 7,
7-6 is
6.
a good one.
Yeah,
I have
7,
7,
6
6, and
spades.
6. I have 7, 6, and 6, 5. At this moment, they are easy. This is an easy call. I can also raise here. I can
Yeah.
raise now with my pair plus draw that has no equity. I could do that with my increased equity, but I don't always do it. So sometimes with my 5, 6, 6, 7 of spades here, I just call.
Okay.
So I call. I get here. He bets here. I say this is never a flush. Right. But I have to win. I bet 250.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean,
250 or I bet 250. I maybe bet 275 and I may go to 300 because of the let's definitely get a fold. But my belief is that I'm getting folds right around 200 something. So I might size up even more.
Okay.
But you never have a flush here. I think I might go to 300 to even. Should I even try to be getting an ace to fold here? No, I don't want to. I don't think he has an ace. But there we go. Okay.
he has ace jack.
He has ace jack, and he has queens. And then DN, who's sitting to my right, very quietly says, "Good sizing."
Ah,
and I feel in my body just going, "Oh, purr, tell me nice things." And it makes me want to talk to him about poker, and I don't.
you resisted
I resisted
until the end.
No, he wasn't the guy I talked to.
Okay.
No, he wasn't the guy I talked to. I resisted doing it, and then I also resisted because he was the guy who 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago, my God, in the 30-60 limit game that he was a reg at when I was learning and I was he was a prop and I was trying to get better and stuff. There was a certain move that happened at a table, and I asked him afterwards. I asked him either why he did something at the table or what he had. But I asked him a question, and he was super honest in his answer. He said, I won't talk poker with you because because I don't have the option of not playing. I have to play whenever I'm because I'm a prop. I have to play in the game. So
Got it. What's a prop? Someone who
Uh,
has to be there to get the game going?
yeah, he's on a very low salary. He's probably his salary might be pure rake back. He might or might not be getting health benefits, but he is playing his own money, but he is required to be in the game, to be there for an 8-hour shift and to play in whatever game in the casino they send him to fill up a
Got
table.
it. I didn't even know they still had those.
They're not very common. It was in the previous casino. And when he said that, it was like the level of honesty. And so he says, I'm not going to, do that. And so I thought, even though he's not a prop here or anything like this, I'm not going to do it either. But that was one of the reasons I thought he was a good player. And it's also why when he said it, I got all warm and fuzzy inside, which I did. Watched it. All right. Dean, folds 7-8 on flop, gutter to the dummy end. 7-8, what? How's 7-8 the dummy end? Wait, it's
No,
double gutter.
You
No,
got to
it's-
read the rest of the chat. It clarifies later.
Wait, I'll have it. Just red gutter with backdoor flush draw. Yeah, the 7-8 of spades. Yeah, I could. I absolutely could have got here with 7-8 of spades. Yeah, I can get here with 7-8 of spades. I can get here with 6-7 and 5-6. All those are reasonable. And I would have all of those. All right. Anyway, and then yes, and I would bet, and I hope that I would bet that I would read his 50 correctly and turn my hand into a bluff. The other way that I'm going to find that bluff, this is in my own head. So how do we find these, bluffs that may be a little scary kind of thing on the river? Which is this. When I'm calling here with a draw, I'm giving myself both draws. So if the spade comes, I'm going to consider bluffing the hearts. If the hearts come, I'm going to consider bluffing my spades. And when I'm on a straight draw here, which I'm not, I'm just not on a straight draw here. But if we're in a situation where I'm here with 5-7 and get here, and then the hearts come in and he does something like this that I think I can bluff, I'm going to bluff that too. So one of the ways to get your draws is you just go, if I'm on a draw, I'm on every draw, and then play it like that. Okay, that's just a way to find them. And it's a way to find not too many of them. All right, here we go. The hand is. Okay. Let me just say in advance, I apologize. All right. So, MMA limps. This range is stronger than it needs to be. Remember, we saw him limp pocket queens. We know he limped pocket queens. We saw them. This is later in the game. He limps.
Does he limp 3-bet?
Say what?
Does he ever limp 3-bet, or is he just only limp call?
I haven't seen him limp 3-bet yet. But I also haven't seen many squeezes of his limps. There haven't been that many squeezes on the table.
Well, good ISO, Scotty. Good ISO so far.
Right. Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
he's
I
not gonna
looked
do
at
that.
this. I looked at this and I said, if I don't ISO the solver special, why do I bother studying with you motherfuckers? Since I know I have to bring this hand to you.
Thank you.
And it's just against this. Why? This is just so dumb. But it went, it's the solver special. And even
No, this is not dumb at all. Why do you think this is dumb? I know
Yeah.
his range is a little like not normal limper range, but this is still a absolute. Unless you're just
We
never,
want to
ever, ever
squeeze
bluffing.
super linear against a very strong limping range.
Yeah, we want to be super linear. But the weird thing is, when you look at some super strong linear ranges, they
Yeah,
still
this is better than Ace 5 is better than Ace. Was it like
A6,
Yeah, it's better than Ace 9, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's actually it's often a call to a 4-bet in position, actually.
Yeah, it's Ace 5 suited. God damn it!
But it
But
seems like his limping range is specifically limp calling, so we don't really want to limp polar. We don't want to ISO polar against a. We're just not going to get him to fold Ace 10 suited or
Yeah.
Ace 10
Yeah,
offsuit.
But Ace 5 suited goes into a linear range too.
yeah, it does. It sneaks
Eh.
in there. It sneaks in there as a little bit of the thing, and yeah,
Because of
We've
its
seen-
because of its equity.
yeah, we've seen it. So we do this.
Okay, well, we're also how deep? He's 480 deep. It becomes much less. It is
Yeah.
not a great hand playing shallow.
Yes.
Like you want to be with strong hands that can make strong top pairs,
Yeah, he's
not
got a good
hands
chin.
that have their, straight equity and flush equity. It's great to have it, but against a strong limping range that we want to just limp super linear or ISO super linear.
Right. So, Brian, are you advocating for a fold of the beautiful ace five suited
I
or
don't
no?
really want to fold it either. It seems criminal to fold, especially if you're not getting squeezed behind, but I also don't want to play it out of position first act
Right. Yeah. All those
multi-way.
things. Yeah. So we have the call, and then we are highly incentivized to not fall in the small blind here.
Hmm.
Yeah. In doing it, I literally, I looked at it and I just went, what this, but this doesn't make sense against him. But it's ace five suited. Well,
Yeah, I do the same thing, dude. I
yeah.
fucking ISO ace five suited all the time, and I'm like, why the fuck did I just do that? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. If I'd been on the button,
Yeah, from the button. Yeah.
better argument. Yeah. So here we go.
I think
So,
but from the button, you either have to call or have to ISO. From the small blind, you basically, ah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to do either.
All right. So that was fun.
No, now we got a great flop.
Check, check, check. That was fun. Well, I can. So let me say nothing. Somebody else talk about this. Okay, first of all, let's just go here. Um, is anybody against checking this flop?
Yeah,
I don't mean you
check
can't.
that.
I don't mean. I mean it. You could see bet.
Just check.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So we checked the flop. All right. Now that we've checked the flop, someone other than me talk about what you would like to do on the turn here.
Okay, well, we think that they don't protect their checking ranges well enough, especially as you're the pre-flop aggressor that then check to them. So we would think that they have less queen X within their range than a better player would.
Mhm.
What do they do if we check? They bet all their queen X. They probably start to bet their 9X. Um, I don't want to eliminate queen X from their checking range because it's still multi-way and weaker queens just improve the trips that are not folding. So if we go bet, we
But we want to
attack
downgrade their.
their
We want to down. We don't want to say they have no queen here, but we definitely want to downgrade how much queen they have because it went check, check, check.
exactly.
Okay.
Which I actually like a check here because when
Okay.
you check, they bet their queen X and they're going to telegraph their hand strength with their bet sizing. So we get to decide to run away, or when they come out and they bet less than half pot and a small bet, we can kind of just check raise the shit out of them, knowing that they don't have a lot of queen X. And if it goes check through, sometimes you showdown, or you could honestly, if it checks through, you can just no heart on the river, you can just blast the river, and they don't have anything that can call.
Okay. I think I like that line better than my line. I think I like check and check raise based on their size to represent my queen thing. I think that's better than what I did. Um, Anybody else? Now you
I'd
know
like to
your
hear another
check.
option.
Yeah. Any other option? Well, you're going to see my option. I want to hear anybody else. Anybody else want to talk? Want to?
The flop C bet is interesting because you are the absolute bottom of your like you can't have a worse hand almost. Like I think
Yes.
King Jack and King 10 is better. They're obviously better than this hand, but
Yeah.
like but we checked, and then if I were in this spot, I think I would just be done, and I would just check just to go, just unless
All right.
somebody gives you some reason, like Brian said, if it's just like some stupid bet where you can just read into it. But otherwise, I think I'm just done.
Okay. That's a fine way to play. I decided
Overbet.
no, definitely not overbet.
Okay, good.
I've decided that this is a two street bluff.
Okay.
Yep.
I've decided that
Yep.
MMA is my most likely caller
You,
because
you just don't
RBF,
have much to work with. That's all. That's the only thing.
right.
That's what
So,
we don't want to be up against MMA. We want him to get the hell out of the way.
right, we do.
Yeah.
But I think he is our most likely caller. So I'm betting 80 with the intent of going all in against MMA on the river and if RBF calls, fucking it and not doing it. MMA calls, RBF folds. I am going all in for 400.
Oh,
He is going to fold his six or his nine. That's what I'm going to do. Fuck!
Oh.
Now what?
Check call.
Or check fold depending on size, right?
Well, what was his range that we think he got there with? We said he still has some queen X, he has 9X, maybe even some 6X to six
9x,
around. He's got
6x,
flush draws,
the flush draw.
straight draws. Uh,
What about a block?
yeah, I'd go super tiny for value and then fold to a raise.
But it's
Okay.
very hard with how. I mean, you could block for like 100 here.
60.
Yeah. That was the thing.
Yeah,
So,
80.
yeah. So that was my thing. Do I bet for thin value, which is a block, and then fold to a raise? Do I check and fold to a big bet and call a small bet on my check line?
Mm,
Or do I
no,
just
you gotta
check?
check. You gotta check call if you check. Even two
If
is
you check, well, he's got two parts of his range still, right? What happens when you check here? What happens to his range? I think his queen X probably still bets some. His 9X checks behind, his 6X checks behind, his pocket nine, his pocket tens, pocket jacks check behind.
Right.
So
Flushes,
we
maybe.
want to let's go small and target those ones, and then when we get raised, we're just never good, and we can just fold. I think he's enough of hands that we beat that we'll call that we can target here.
Yeah. That's, again, I think both those lines are better than my line, which was check, check. I did check, check in my one. And he has pocket
Pocket
eights.
eights.
yeah,
Okay, bam.
quad eights.
Yes, he has quad eights.
Yellow.
And his eights are folding, by the way, probably even to the small bet.
Hmm.
You probably call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the
Yeah,
I was
he
eights.
saying
might
like
turn them into a
60.
bluff.
I was thinking like 60, but yeah.
Now, is there a size here that that we have not determined that he is a bad player? We've determined that he has a non-optimal strategy, that he may or may not be playing well. We haven't seen. I mean, how he played
His queens.
his queens was not bad.
The way he played them makes me think that you can get value from his eights right now. I mean, when you check, when you raise that river, what the hell do you have? He called the second pair and you had flush gets there, overcard gets there. I mean,
Yeah.
that makes me think that you can bet 60 here and get him to call with his pocket eights. I'm thinking he had a lot of like tens and stuff too, but
Right.
yeah.
So do we think, do we think that the bet of 60 here says out loud, I do not have a flush and you should raise me with whatever you have? We hear that. Do we think anyone else is hearing that? Like, I don't want to bet, you know, I don't want to bet this. I don't want to bet this hand for 60 against Brian.
Yeah, my initial thought when I said if you check, you have to call because players will do that. But you're right. Maybe these players aren't the players that are going to turn those small pairs into bluffs. So when they do raise, they just always have it. But when a good player might raise you with small pairs and whatever 7-8 or
Mhm.
those type of hands.
Right.
Why is he called MMA?
Because of what he looked like. Yeah,
Cauliflower.
it'll look like an MMA fighter look to him. Not, by the way, not an MMA fighter look to him that I gave any read to that. Like, sometimes you can say something, you can think something about somebody's personality by whether they work out. And until you see how they play, we're supposed to be prejudiced about everything. We're supposed to be racist. We're supposed to be sexist. We're supposed to be all those things. And definitely we're supposed to be homophobic at the table. All those things. Until you see how they play, until they show you something else, when they give you other information. So I named him that based on his RBF, by the way, is resting bitch face, just so you know.
Figured that out.
Yeah. So it was just like, a little bit of the dress, maybe, thing. I went, okay, that was enough. Now I know who I'm talking about. So I have a picture of him in my mind. But not enough that I thought anything of how he played. And then his limp range was very much not an MMA fighter's limping range.
Yeah, you'd expect those guys to be more aggressive.
You'd think. Um, so yeah, so with this, I had a little thought, not so muscly, definitely tats. With this, I thought that my small bet would be a little too inducing. And I didn't think I was high enough in my value range for a value bet here. with the heart coming in. Without the heart, I was going to bet it. I would have bet. Um, and then thought sort of, well, what's calling me
Yeah.
here?
Uh,
And I didn't find it, but I guess
I think
his raise is more honest than him throwing out a bet with with an ace that we split with, for example. I don't know.
when we, I mean, yeah, like with the think about all that stuff, but we split his range down pretty well coming into this, and there's a part of his range that we can target. So I think we should try and target that range.
That's probably better.
Like
That's
if we're sitting here saying his range is this many parts, and this part can call our small bet, let's go for small bet here.
I think you're right. Yeah. And the one thing I will say is that in game, this note here, this is what I wrote immediately after the hand. Should I bet for thin value and fold to a raise? Check and fold to a big bet, call small? What should I do here? And then that's why I brought it to the group. So yeah, yeah. So on this, who's on team? So having gone through all this, who's on team bet the river and what size? Let me go back and show you what it looked like. We're here. All right, here we got 80 in there, and you get the ace. Brian has bet 60. Scotty was.
I was I was B80. Did you do 80? Was that your final bet?
Oh no, I bet
Oh,
80
you
on.
checked. You checked. Yeah. 80
Check.
was your turn bet.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
B80 like 20%.
Okay, I'm gonna be 100. I'm being 100. 1/4 pot. Not egregiously small, but still there. So I'm block betting. 100 to 130. That's my size. Okay.
I will change it. Like if you think that it's a player that's going to turn a hand into a bluff if you go too small, then I would like to go a little bit bigger to
Yeah,
target.
that's true.
I don't
If
know.
it's that type of player, if it's not that type of player, that's just going to play like so face up, which he kind of has
He,
been
we
playing
think
face up.
we think he's not that doing that because that doesn't seem like the open limp strategy guy.
What, that he's
That the
what,
open
playing
that
face up?
no, that the open limp strategy guy also turns pairs into bluffs.
Yeah, but
Those,
if he's
those
not
two
like limp,
personality types, those two personality types don't seem to go together.
yeah, open limp is not turning it into a bluff. Yeah. So that I agree with that. So like against him, but he's usually going to play face up in that situation. Like here, we just think his range is so crippled and not strong that we
Yeah,
can go really small for value
yeah.
versus like the same situation against somebody that's capable, I would might go slightly bigger still for value, just that not not to induce a raise quite as much. Like against a super, like there's a couple of super aggro players I play against that I wouldn't want to use that small size, and I would consider even just checking because of how often they're going to blast off when you go to that small size.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So anybody else got anybody else? Where was everybody else? Dean is still checking. Mike, what you doing? Rain, what you doing here?
Oh, I
Say it
said
in the
I
chat.
said 80 was
Oh,
mine.
yeah, Mike said 80. I just didn't get it there. Okay, Mike is on team 80. Yeah. So, by the way, and when I went to 100, when I say I'm going to 100 to 130, I'm not doing that because I think it's better than the 80s and the 60s. It's just I know myself that had I bet here for thin value, that size was not going to be less than quarter pot. It was going to be quarter pot. And I haven't decided that even smaller is better, either theoretically or exploitatively. Against his exact hand, B80, B60 are just great sizes against his hand. Oh, such good sizes. All right. I didn't make those sizes. There we go. Another hand with the same kind of mistake. So we're going to get a theme here. All right.
Whenever you played against him and you limped and he limped pocket queens and flopped an overpair, he just came out and started betting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You bet
Yeah.
small.
Yeah. So he
Immediate.
just doesn't protect his checking range.
Yeah. Yeah.
So play against him in the future, just blast him.
Yeah. Good. Good point. All right. Here we go. King Jack suited. We are going to raise. We are going to get called by our new A. And is new A Nish? This might be the guy we invited. And he didn't show up, so fuck that guy. All right. He also has a job. He has a real job, so we'll see. Here we go. All right. We get called in multiple places. This matters. We didn't write this in. Where is DN? DN is one of these guys. Let's check where DN is sitting. DN, he's going to be in the straddle. I bet. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, DN's going to be in the straddle. So here we go. That's a pretty good flop for us.
It is good.
That's a good flop for us. And then this unusual thing happens. RBF checks. DN donks.
Huh.
Oh,
So he dunks what into what? He dunks about
45,
a little bit.
45. He
About-
donks a third.
third.
Nice third pot-ish.
So what do we know about Deanne again?
We think Deanne, we know Deanne is a thinking player, 100%. We think he's quite a good player, and we've seen him open limp twice.
Interesting.
We do not think that he is overly aggressive on any terms, but we think that he knows words like equity, and we think we know he knows words like flush draw and like that, and we think that he knows things like how much am I going to bluff here? Do I need to turn a pair into a bluff? When I asked him at one point, I said, because we'd always play limit together, I said, which do you actually prefer, the limit game or the no limit game? And he said, there's just so much more play in no limit. He says, I definitely prefer no limit.
But
So-
Deanne is the old school guy that you used to play with.
Yep, he's an older guy. He was a pro poker player at fixed limit. We see him at the casino regularly. He's there regularly. There is no doubt he is a winning player. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that he is a winning player. I don't know how.
So
And again, I thought he was better than when I saw those limps. And those limps are either that he has chosen a different strategy for this player pool, or he just doesn't subscribe to the no limp strategy.
yeah.
Because you
So
can be good and still have limps,
So I would then ascribe to him a strong range here.
Yeah.
I would give him, including sets here. So this feels then like
Jack 9, Ace Jack, 10 Jack, Queen Jack are all there. I don't think that this is a Queen 10 unless it's Queen 10 of diamonds exactly. Or 8-10 of diamonds exactly.
I think I'm going to respect his dunk into three people enough to just call here and see what he chooses to. He's also made the decision that he's going to now give you information.
Yeah.
On turn.
Yeah.
So I think your call is appropriate here.
So we call. And we get a call behind.
You're in the
That's
middle of
not-
the sandwich. This is
Yeah, we
not
don't
ideal, but we have
we
a
don't
very
like
good
that
hand.
he's there, but we don't care, but we don't like it. Okay.
Okay.
85 into 257.
This is a really awkward spot. I think in
That's not a
Knuckle, this
set.
is just a call.
That's not a
But
set.
Knuckle doesn't know what the fuck's going on here because you've got this guy behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like raising with the guy behind.
Maybe he's adjusting to my strategy and betting thick value hands that don't benefit from a check raise, but also
That's
don't
what I
want
was
to get
thinking.
checked through.
This looks weaker. So, so I talk about the guy from Bart Hansen. Only time he's going to make this play, he's going to have a set here. But he's going to use bigger sizing than this.
Right.
He's going to use close to pot here.
I think this is top pair type hands.
Yes. But is it top pair
Often.
ace or is it top pair queen and 10? Because those are or is it the freak Jack 9? But I think he has,
Yeah, but we think he check raises that often, right? Probably.
Yeah, we think that this is Jack 10, Jack Queen, and Ace Jack here a lot.
He was a straddle, right?
He was a straddle.
Oh, he has all the two pairs.
Yeah, he has Jack 9, right. But Brian is saying he doesn't think he donks the two pair. Brian thinks that he check raises two pair here.
Yeah, it's a viable strategy as well.
I think it's more likely that he's check raising that type of stuff, and then on this turn continues to bet larger
Yeah.
when he has the Jack nine. Like I think um this is a lot of top pair type of hands. I
Right.
mean, it could even be, is he always going to raise his pocket queens and stuff like that?
No, not always, but a lot.
So yeah, I mean, I would discount more of that and say that this is a lot of top pair now. Makes your hand kind of a draw and a bluff catching hand. It's not a bluff, we know that. The
Right.
question is like I don't think raising is a value here.
Right. If this goes if on the river if this goes heads up and then on the river he makes a reasonable sized bet, I'm not raising it and I'm not folding.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't raise
Like
here either though.
Queen
You
Jack,
could
you have
consider
Ace Jack.
folding.
What?
Oh, I was gonna say you could consider folding a river bet if it gets heads up and he bets again. You could consider folding.
I could, but not if it's not big.
Right. I wouldn't imagine it would be. I mean, I would think it would be when you get there.
Yeah, just with that size, and we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
his
See.
value and his bluffs.
Yeah. So, do we have any raises on the turn now based on his size?
No,
Mm-mm.
not with someone
No.
behind.
Right. So my thought was this going, if he is setting his price, I've got a diamond draw. I don't mind this price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. It's like, and what does New A have here? All right. So we just call.
One thing that sucks about your diamond draw is probably not good if he's doing it with one.
Yeah.
With King Jack of diamonds.
Yes,
Nah,
but
he's got a
was
pretty
in the
wide defending
straddle.
range back here.
He was in the straddle.
He's
Queen
got a
10.
wide he's got a wide suited defending range.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
you're right. We're
redact my
gonna
statement.
Yeah. Queen
In-
10 of diamonds. Okay.
sometimes you're right though. He's gonna cooler us here, but
And what is
Interesting strategy by Dean to click the turn here.
Yeah, click up the turn, and maybe he'll check the river to you. Yeah.
Yeah, if
And
we
then if I
click the
get to his,
turn, we also get an opportunity to turn our hand into a bluff on the river if we think we need to.
yeah. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to turn top pair with a king kicker in the river to try to get top pair with an ace kicker to fold. That's
Because
my
it's the
that's my
yeah,
Sometimes it's fun.
I think we want the button to be in with us at this point,
Okay, great. So there he is.
right? Yay or nay, or maybe we don't. Maybe we want to get him out of there. Maybe we want to clean up some equity of some kind. But I mean, what is he drawing?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I
drawing
don't think we
like a
want
two
to.
pair hand or something like.
Okay.
I mean, he can have diamonds too, and you can have a better diamond draw. I don't know, man.
All right. So while some people have played a little bit differently, everybody's been on board with my line so far.
Yeah.
Nobody has jumped down my throat as if I, like, let's say, folded a set on the turn. Okay, good. Now here's where it gets weird.
Standard fold.
He checks.
ah,
Checks. What is his range when he checks?
Ace Jack, King Jack, Jack 10, 10 Queen of diamonds. Could finally check when he gets here, could finally check this river with a straight getting there.
He could
We
have
also
queen
kind of have to
10
consider that
offsuit.
the
He could have
most
all of the queen 10 offsuit
Yeah,
too.
any Queen 10. I said Queen 10 of diamonds. Any Queen 10. Any
the
Queen 10.
person that most
Most of them bet, but they don't have to into two players. Because check
Ugh.
call might be a really nice thing to do against busted diamonds. If you've got Queen 10 here, wouldn't it be fun to check call instead of bet?
Heck yeah, it would.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. But I don't think he has Queen Jack here. And so now his jacks that we said we put him on mostly is Jack 10, Ace Jack, and there is King Jack.
I mean, I just think you just have to check here, and
Okay, that was the question.
that's
Who's
what
betting? Who's betting here?
I may be crazy, but I don't think I am.
I don't think I'm betting.
All right. I didn't bet either.
Okay, what about the button? We still have button.
We saw Button.
You
Button
gotta
not only
pray he
Button not only
checks.
checks behind. Button checks behind and then throws away his hand. So button was on a lower flush draw, obviously, or 7-8.
He could have a higher flush draw technically still.
He's not throwing away.
Yeah.
He threw it away before anybody showed.
Doesn't have ace high then.
He doesn't have ace high.
So I'm ready for the reveal.
Jack 10 of hearts.
Very interesting line.
Yeah, Jack 10 of hearts.
This does not seem like the play of a studied player.
Yeah, this is not something that I would classify as my donk leading for thick value.
No, I think, yeah.
This
I
is a
think-
really weird line.
I think we can say that he is probably a thinking old school player and not a modern studied player.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You know, and if we play with him some more, we may downgrade him from thinking old school player. We may downgrade
The
his.
big old dummy.
Yeah, he might get a downgrade there. In which case, the next time when he says good sizing, we're not going to purr.
So
We're
what
gonna-
is he?
We're gonna say what Jonesy said to Paul. Go on. Go on. I'll tell you the Jonesy said to Paul story later. What were you saying?
What is he trying to accomplish here? Is he trying to set his price for a marginal hand?
What is he doing here? There are flush draws out there. There are all kinds of Broadway draws out there on my thing. So he bets out initially on the flop, just a reasonable size. That is the size I would bet. By the way, I was betting. He bet what I was betting, and he was calling. So this hand goes check, bet, call in the other world. I'm betting my king jack here, 100%. Yeah, this hand, by the way, goes almost exactly the same if he check calls through the whole thing, except that I'm probably betting this turn larger than he did. I'm probably betting this turn more like he bet 85. I'm betting at least 150, if not.
Maybe he's trying to set his price for trying to navigate the river cleanly.
Yeah, with his jack. He wants to get there with his
It's a
jack.
very strange line.
Yeah. But I guess it did work. It did work in
Yeah.
the sense that that on the other lines I do bet slightly larger than this on the turn.
If he's an old player, he might be one of those old players that does the I bet to figure out where I'm at strategy.
Could be. Yeah, yeah.
Instead of check to find out where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly. Scared to
Which means
face
he's
it.
a donkey. Make sure you talk to him next time and call him a donkey.
Yes, yeah. There we go. Okay, so that hand. But the question for me was, do I raise the turn? And we've said generally no. And do I bet the river? And we've said generally no. And do I win the hand? And the answer is yes. Like
Maybe
winning.
what we need to look at moving forward is that on the flop, when he bets donks multi-way, that's generally stronger than when they do it heads up. And he doesn't, it's not like it's a super tiny size, it's multi-way, it's a good size. And then on the turn, now he bets a small size into two players.
Right.
That means much less about the strength of his hand. Like I didn't think he was super strong on the turn whenever he takes that size, but I also don't think we are dying to raise with another player behind us.
Right. And when we just don't mind keeping another player in. I mean, yeah, if the other guy has the ace high flush draw, sure, it would be nice to raise. But there's all kinds of flush draws that aren't ace high.
Yeah,
that we
I
can
mean,
do.
I don't know, dude. I think maybe we just need to look in the sizing more and more.
Yeah. But with that
This is
sizing, do you
important.
still okay? But given that, Brian, so let's live inside his head. We're Phil Hellmuth, and we can read his soul. And so what we've got now is
Maybe Negrani or someone good at least.
oh, okay. Well, no, if it's Dan Negreanu, then we can read his hand.
Yeah. Okay. So
So we do a
you
hand read.
guys,
We do a hand read, and we say here that this is not two pair plus. This
yeah,
size.
yeah. Well,
So
we don't
this-
think it's two pair plus. We already discount it heavily when he donks it, and then he
Yeah.
continues for the small size. We just
Yeah,
don't. He
and
has
now it's
Jack
gone.
X.
Right. So now it's gone, and so he has got Jack X, but he still has Ace Jack. Okay.
Yes.
So his hand here is, and he doesn't get here with Jack 8 at all. We're going to just say that and doesn't play it this way. So his hand is 10 Jack, Jack 10, 10 Jack, Queen Jack, and Ace Jack, and King Jack. But King Jack doesn't matter. So with that knowledge, that's what he has. Do we want to raise this bet with new A behind us? Oh, New A is not our guy. He's not New A. This is a different guy. I just realized who he was.
He does. So no, heads up. I would actually consider raising it heads up, but no, you don't really need to because you lose the one combo. So you know what? That happens. It happens. The only reason I would consider it like is what Mike was talking about doing the click raise to give yourself more playability on the river to make people fold their stronger Jack X, but they only have one stronger Jack X. So
And we don't expect to get jammed under any circumstances.
yeah, no, not after he goes
Period.
85. He goes 45, 85. Like it's
Yeah.
not, he
He's not,
doesn't have a set and he's
he's not trying to,
unlikely to jam.
yeah, he's not trying to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Raise there. It lets us check back the river, which we probably do when the queen comes, right? If we go to 170 here and it goes call, uh, this guy's got a flush draw. That's what we're saying. So he's going to
Yeah.
call 170. We kept it small enough, and it goes call call. This queen comes now. DN is definitely checking. He checks. We check here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do
Good.
we, if New A folds on the turn, you're value betting the river, right?
I think so. I think so.
Because like, what the hell does he check now?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I
so.
mean, I guess there's still ace jack, which then you value on yourself, but I think
Yeah.
he's just, I mean, he's in straddle, he's wide enough, like we said, that he has jack. I think he has jack eight, probably not jack nine, maybe even jack seven consider a bet. Jack, it can't consider it. I think it's stupid, but it might. I mean, he did it with jack 10, so
I I think we probably should bet the river for thin value, and I don't know if I would. I might check it back. I think I should.
I would
Makina
like to think that
Zero.
in game I would, but I don't know.
Yeah. Makina Zero has the question, why don't we three bet ace jack pre-flop? Makina Zero, feel free to turn on your mic if you want to. You don't have to. Um, so you're talking about him. So I'm assuming that you're asking pre-flop from DN that if he had ace jack indeed, why didn't he three bet? And therefore we can downgrade his ace jack now. And so now he's heavily weighted towards his queen jack and his 10 jack, both of which we beat on the turn. If that's your point, let's
He
take
doesn't
a
have
look.
a jack because he plays live
Let's,
poker and he has no idea what a solver looks like.
yeah, so let's look at this. I've got ace jack off suit here, goes raise, call, call. Do I want to squeeze ace jack off suit here? No, I don't particularly want to. Should I? Should I be squeezing ace jack here against the low jack? No. Ace jack suited. So let's see what the range does. So the answer is I don't know, but I don't think I have a lot of ace jack off raises here, and I think my ace jack suited is mixing whether it three bets and probably less. I'm going to just make the guess that it's less than 50% of the time. All right, let's take a look at this. So this we need to have a call. We need to have a call in the where. Where does the call have to come? We have to button call. So we have lots of those. Okay. So let's start with the wizard. Hello, wizard. You guys are in the way of my wizard instructions. There. Okay, wizard settings. There they are.
Big ace jack off would just be a fold.
That could be. Yeah. Yeah. Against the 3X, I bet it is. I bet ace jack is, I don't think people do it, but I bet against in a 3X open, I bet it's a fold. All right. So I am low jack. I raise low jack, button calls, and we're going to call it small blind call here. We don't have the two blind option here, but yeah, that's who calls. And then there you are in the big blind facing this loveliness. What does ace jack do? Ace jack off folds. Ace jack suited mixes, raises, and calls with mostly calls. All right. And a sliver of raise. Is there any red in the bottom of that ace jack? No, it's zero.
Population's
Okay.
going to call that all day long, though.
Yeah, they're going to call that all day long. Also, Jack 10 suited isn't a call in GTO world, but you can understand why he did it and why people do that. Makes total sense that would happen. Just to look at a different model really quick, let's get a cash game with a rake with a smaller size, raise, button calls, small blind isn't allowed to call. Okay, so let's go to the non-raked version. Save. All right, here we go. Raise. No, sorry. Raise from the low jack. Button calls, small blind calls, big blind. Same thing. More raising in the ace jack in this model. So does that answer your question, Makina? Probably. There we go. All right. And then I think we are on our last hand from me. No, we got two more very short ones. Okay. Here we go. All right. 8-7. Limp from, do we see who it is? MMA, another MMA limp. So same reason as before. I'm not going to squeeze. And same reason as before, I get to see the flop. Bet of 20 into a pot of 42 and a call. And a call.
Good fold.
Thank you. All right. Anybody calling this? All right. Good enough. Okay. And last hand. New seat 9 is a young tech bro and he's good. And he is not here. So fuck that guy. Okay. This is my last hand.
All right, let's see it.
All right. Oh, this one is interesting. All right. We are going to raise to 30. We are going to get called in two places in position. We're going to flop top 2. Check, check. We are going to bet. And I'm staying with basic multi-way theory. I'm not making any adjustment here, and I'm just going 35. I will entertain lots of reasons why this bet can be larger here because it is an ace high board. And therefore the aces are inelastic, so I can bet larger, and I am at the top of my ace high range, very much so. So my hand can do it. I will entertain all kinds of criticism of this, but that's what I did. And I did it because I just went with a simple thing. Multi-way, 1/3. Let's go. Let's see what happens. We got raised. So, what is his range? His range consists of other ace 10s, pocket 6s, and other aces that are bigger kickers or smaller kickers than mine, but aren't two pair. Also, a smidge of ace 6. Right?
This was Tech Pro?
No,
No.
this is not Tech Pro. Tech Pro is in seat 9. We are in seat 6. Tech Pro is sitting over here. This motherfucker is new A. This is new A. And although I don't have this note, I will tell you what happened after this hand.
And you said smidgen of ace 6, but I mean,
Ace 6 suited.
like why do you think smidgen? He could have all the ace 6s, right? I mean, just typical player that doesn't fold any ace.
Yeah, he can have all the ace 6s here. Sure. Sure. Absolutely. I think let's see. I would bet that GTO World ace 6 suited might be a fold when this guy comes in. Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, you shouldn't have it in theory, but
He
we
should
know
have, but he
that
should have it against. He should have it 1, 2, 3, 4. He should have it against my just straight up raise, right?
in your early position.
Maybe. I mean, it
No,
doesn't.
I
It
bet,
doesn't
I
fold for
bet
2.5.
everybody folded to him in the big blind, and you're in early position. Ace 6 is a fold
Ace 6 suited.
to it. No, not suited.
Oh, thank you. No, ace 6 off is a fold. God, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, ace 6 off is a fold, and with this guy here, ace 6 off is a double fold. I was thinking that ace 6 suited might fold to this call. It might, but I don't know if it does. Anyway, so that's what I said. He's got, but so yeah, he has the suited variety of ace 6 here, but Why is it a smidgen? Because it's only ace six of diamonds and ace six of clubs. There's only two combos. He's got ace. He can. People shouldn't have ace 10 offsuit here, but they do. And pocket sixes is easy. Easy pocket sixes.
They
Dean
should
says
have
it's got gutters with a backdoor. Gutters with a backdoor flush. Ooh. Queen Jack of diamonds? Is Queen Jack of diamonds in Dean's range? If it is, that's going to matter later.
they shouldn't have 10-6 here either, but they do.
I shouldn't have 10-6 here. I heavily discounted 10-6. But I did say there were other that there does exist two pair that I'm beating. So what do we want to do? We raise as a full. We are heads up. So Dean is team click it. What
Well,
else do you do? Type it in the chat or say it out loud.
I think we call in position.
Okay. S, L, M are all calling. Dean knits. Rain is calling. All right. We're on Slurm. We got Slurm. Mike's calling. Okay. Brian, what you doing?
Oh, doesn't really matter.
Oh, fuck you.
It really doesn't matter. You can. How
What are
deep
you?
are we right now?
Okay.
We got
Both are
1,800
right.
behind. We call. We got 28, uh, 500 left. And we got 500 in the pot. We got about three. SPR's a little bit more than three. There's not a lot of draws,
No.
so
No.
I kind of like a call with less draws.
Okay.
Um,
Good call. All right, here we go.
not as
Sorry.
much shit they can call you with.
Sorry, Dean, we called. Deuce. He checks.
Huh.
Okay.
So our SPR is around 5.
Mm-hmm. And we are probably not going to succeed in getting it all in.
Yeah.
It,
Do we want to think Geo here? Geo is an
I should
overbet.
have. Okay, first of all, I should have thought Geo.
Screw that. What did he check raise us with and check behind us with?
Worse aces.
Yeah. So how much are they going to fold to? What size are they going to fold to? What size are they going to call?
Right.
You understand that
Um,
there is some value with using Geo.
Well,
yeah, but we
don't
need to.
start.
It does induce more calls if you're trying to get it in.
Right. I think no. My mistake was I should have immediately thought to start with saying how much is Geo. Then I should have realized that Geo is going to be 400. Let's see, what does 400 do? 400 gives me 1,200 in there, and he has 1,400 back. So Geo is right around pot plus.
Yeah.
Geo, is it a big overbet? Let's see. If I put in just three, if I do exactly pot, it goes 750, 1,025. So there's 1,025, and he's put in 375 more. So 1,025. Yeah. So it's got to be an overbet. A little bit overbet. Yeah. Yeah. So it's got to be, an overbet. 400, 450 gets it is the kind of thing. Now, is 400, 450 a crazy bet here? Is it going to get an ace to fold? Some aces are going to start folding to the overbet. No aces folding to 350.
Yeah.
No aces folding to 300. Okay. So my size is, and yeah, so my size is my correct, because if it all goes in, if it all goes in with me betting it, that wouldn't be bad. It would not be bad if it all goes in with me betting it. It's bad if it all goes in with him betting it. My ace 10 is not happy to, and I don't know that I fold it, but I'm not happy. All right. So, I now hate my size. I hate it, hate it, hate it. I bet 200.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I hate it. And here's my thought process in game. And it was a mistake. And I can see it so clearly now, and I didn't see it then. You said you had pocket sixes. Now you don't have pocket sixes. So you are weak. So you were kind of full of shit when you said that. So I'm going to bet a size that you're full of shit is too embarrassed to fold to. And that's not the right specific thinking. I'm thinking about his emotion, and I'm not thinking about his cards that can do it, because I should have said his 10, his weirdly played 10 is folding to everything. I'm
Yeah.
insulting him with his 10, and his ace is calling more than that, and I have his fucking ace beat, and I should be targeting his ace that does this, that I have beat, and let him fold all the draws that he did this with. They don't have more money. I'm in the Valley of Brian, and I should not be in the Valley of Brian with this bet. Now, Mike, why don't you hate it?
Well, it might be hard for me to articulate this, but if you overbet the turn here and he calls, and then you're on the river and he checks, I think ace 10 might be pretty thin to overbet the river and expect to get called by worse.
Okay. But now let's take a different line, though. Let's say that we look at this and we say his hand consists of a lot of ace. What will an ace call? And I have all the ace beat right now. What will an ace call? An ace will call 300 or 350. So I don't have to overbet the river. I can bet the river. I don't have to get it all in. Not every two pair has to be all in by the river at this ridiculous SPR in a single raised pot. I can just make more money. So now what do you think of my 200? Oh, Mike left because he didn't want to defend my $200 bet. A lot of shitty river cards, though. What are the shitty river cards, Dean? Eight, nine, Jack, and Queen. Of course. Eight, nine, Jack, Queen, King. Yes. And by the way, the river is going to be one of those, just so you know. Right. But I think that I just focused on the wrong question. I think I played to an audience and not to his hand.
What
Now,
audience?
maybe the people at the table.
Yeah, I think we all can be guilty of that.
Like I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep you in with your weaker hands, and just not thinking more specifically about what are those weaker hands and what do they actually do.
Yeah, we've all been guilty of that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm okay with this bet not being 400 or 450, but this bet needs to be at least 300, and 200 is less than 300. So this is
Yeah,
play. All right.
yeah, I agree.
Okay. Now the fun comes.
It's gonna dunk.
Of course he's gonna donk. 200 calls. I am very happy right now. I am deciding my river size. I am looking at his hand. He has about 1,600 left. I know this because I'm looking at his chips. And the river is a king. And he donks for 465.
So 465, about half pot.
Just a little bit over.
I don't think we're folding this for half pot.
No, we're not folding. Are we raising? Oh,
I
by the
don't.
way, Mike is
No,
back.
you
Okay.
can't raise.
I
Okay,
don't think.
Mike is back. My question is this. Why, after that whole discussion, why do you now, did you hear the discussion about the turn?
No, I
Okay.
missed it.
Okay.
But I bet it was about if you bet the turn here and then bet the river, can you make more than if you had over bet the turn and check the river? I bet that's what it was about.
No,
Yes?
it was
No?
simply that I don't have to overbet the turn and overbet the river and go all in. I can just bet the turn for the size that an ace will call, 300, and then decide what I'm going to do on the river with a reasonable pot of that size. I can bet
Right.
another 400 or 500, and I don't have to, I don't have to, set
Yeah.
this up for a geo jam and only get called by better.
Exactly. That's kind of exactly what I said. Like
Right.
if you overbet the turn and then you don't overbet the river versus bet two smaller amounts in those two bets and make more money that way.
Right. But my question is, can you justify the 200 and not a 300 or a 350 here? So not an
Oh,
overbet.
yeah. No, I think that's probably, the gray area of what size can we use.
Right. So an ace doesn't fold to 250 here or 300, right? Any ace of his.
It probably should, but he won't.
He won't. Right. So with that in mind, there's nothing good about my 200 bet, right? That's
Nothing good. I mean, it'd be better if it was three, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying, do you hate it
Yeah.
now? And by the way, hate as in I didn't check, but
Yeah.
just we're trying to get better. And this seems so Valley O'Brien to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And so are you back on board that Scotty sucks at poker? That's what we're deciding.
No, yeah, no.
Okay, good.
But I don't hate it. Like everyone said, that sucks. That I hate it. I don't hate it. I
You just
didn't
don't,
hate it.
but you don't like it. Do you?
No, move on. Go to the river.
All right, fine. River. All right, on the river. Donk for 465. Anybody raising?
No way.
No,
No.
hard to get called by worse.
Yes, thank you, Dean. Team Scotty sucks. All right, there we go. All right, yeah. So I just call here, and we win. We're up
King
against
10,
Ace Jack.
ace jack.
Ace against Ace Jack. Makes sense. His hand makes some sense there. All right. We win a nice pot. Should have been bigger. By a couple $100. If we go 300 there, does he donk out the river? Probably. If he doesn't, do we still bet? Yes.
Maybe he even calls two geo bets. Maybe he calls with that. But the thing is like he has to have exactly the right combo to make it
Right.
worthwhile in the long run.
Yeah. When he bet, I thought for a while, and here was the thing though, why I didn't love my call on the river as I thought it through, was okay. How much Queen Jack does he have to check raise Queen Jack here? I thought not a lot, but Dean did have it. Dean said gut shot with a backdoor flush. So Queen Jack of diamonds, Queen Jack of spades, Queen Jack of hearts. So Dean gave him that, but I didn't give him very much of that with a check raise on the flop. King comes. He bets out. He loves his hand. But the only hand that he loves the only two hands that he loves that beat me are Ace King and King King. King King didn't check raise the flop and didn't just call the initial bet. And Ace King didn't call a lot of the initial bet. It three bet off. So he loves his hand, and his hand is King 10. Here. King 10 makes a ton of sense that he does this weird check raise with like a King 10 of hearts or spades or something like that. So this is King 10, or this is again still an ace. And yes, I hate Ace King, but he doesn't have a lot of that. So can I raise this? And I thought about it, and then I went, what about his initial 6-6? His initial 6-6 didn't play this week. No. So he doesn't. So he doesn't. I have him beat. This is what I said to myself. And then I said, these rivers are river donks are under bluffed. So it's not a bluff. Is my hand really thick value? And I thought, no, it's not even top two anymore. I call. Should I have thought that through? So on the turn, I think I should have thought it through and bet 300 or 350. On the river, should I have gone this far and said, nothing that beats me makes sense?
Yeah.
Dean, you mean with the Queen Jacks? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Queen Jack of diamonds, Queen Jack of hearts does not, could easily do the check raise if he has that check raise in his arsenal. It's not an easy one to get, but if he has it, then he checks the turn.
I think whenever we talk about betting big on the turn, I think part of what's important is that whenever he check raises on the flop, his hands become very strong and very weak. And he's got strong aces, he's got solid aces and weak hands that check raise. So we should just be going big. And then when they check, it's not top of range anymore. Like we can remove the pocket sixes, pocket tens, and all the
This
two
is on the
pair.
turn.
But
This is on the turn. This is on the turn, right? That you're saying?
yes, yeah, like what he was talking about, how he's like, I don't think you need to go over bet, but I just think you have him crush so often here, and he's
Yes.
not folding yet.
Yes.
Like
I agree with you
that
on that. Totally.
when it goes check, raise, check, he's got a lot of decent aces here that aren't
Right.
folding,
Right.
and they're gonna call way more than $200. And then like
Absolutely.
what Dean was talking about, bad cards. I mean, is there's plenty of cards. I mean, there's not a ton of terrible cards, but like when it comes down to it, let's front load our value instead of backloading it.
Right. So I totally agree that this should be 300. So let's make this 300, and he calls, 300, 350, anything like that. And then we still get to the river, and he donks on the river. Do you want to raise this? Given your analysis, do you want to?
Sorry,
Because that
I don't think we want to raise still, but I think we removed a ton of his gutters, and then we're up against like when he donks here, I think with all like his queen jack is gonna donk jam most likely. Like they usually just do a way bigger size
right.
when they have super strong hands. Like if someone donks into me for a smaller size, I'm fine with calling off. Like what I showed you the
Yeah.
hand where they donked all in. Now I'm not calling shit
Yeah.
because that's just super nutted.
Yeah.
Um, Now raising would be kind of sketchy. I'm just trying to think of like what the hell. So he goes check raise the flop, and we think that he's got, some weird shit, weird 10x that might do that, and then he's got his stronger ace x that does that, and then it checks the turn after you call, and now you bet. I would probably go closer to like, yeah, like more than 300, but I'd be in that area.
Right.
So when I go into the 300 area, I think we get a lot of folds from gutters, but do we still have like queen jack of spades is probably the only gutter, the only straight that gets there is queen jack of spades. And then when we're here and he donks for the small size, I think we have the best hand often. Like I think ace king probably. I mean, first of all, we assume that a lot of the time it gets three bet pre-flop, and then if it didn't
Right.
get three bet pre-flop, we think it goes bigger here on the river after you've shown nothing but aggression, like you would think they would probably put more money in trying to get you to call with your ace X.
Yeah. So with that in mind, do you raise?
So then when we get here, we don't think they have a lot of ace king now. We don't think they have almost any straights. And what can we so we think that he has some like ace nine, ace jack, ace queen. Do we want to raise that range of hands? I think the only other hand I can think of that maybe gets here, which I don't think it does many times, is king 10. So
King 10 does make some sense to me. King
a
10,
little bit.
King 10 of,
If it calls the turn is the only
King 10 of
thing.
spades, King 10 of spades.
Yeah. So we have king 10. We have I think there's enough hands that we beat that we can go for a small raise.
Okay. All right.
Is it because I mean when it comes down to it, there's just not a lot what hands beat us that play this way.
All right. Let's
Queen
find
Jack of Spades.
that. Yeah. Okay. So was this three-way pre-flop? Yes, it was. So we can't solve it that way, but let's just solve it for this. Let's just see what the solver looks like in this situation, knowing that this is not uh, at all a perfect analogy. All right, so we are going to raise from this position. We are going to get called in the big blind. We are going to go, sorry, we're going to go ace of spades, 10 of diamonds, six of hearts. He's going to check. We are going to bet our ace 10 at a high frequency. It's going to be the larger size, but we were multi-way, so that pushed it down. But it takes the smaller size a lot, so let's take the smaller size. Take the smaller size. He check raises his ace jack, and he check raises it very big. His bet he went to 7.2. 7.2 exists in the ace jack range, so again, not solver breaking. He raises ace 10. Yes. Okay. I like this. And then we said with the other guy behind, even so I like this. We call. Turn is the 4 of spades or some goofy thing like that. Something like that. Two of spades. Same thing. Two of spades. His ace jack now goes whoops. And his ace queen goes whoops. And his ace king off that this guy has a sliver of, and we don't know if our guy has it, does some whoopsing. So he checks. All right. In your face with ace 10. Ace 10 in the solver. Let me move you guys out of the way. You guys are in my
Checks a
way.
lot.
No, it checks very little. Ace 10.
Chooses your own adventure.
But the sizing, it loves every size because it's so strong.
Yeah.
My size was relative to the pot. So let's see. Pot is 20 now. My pot was
345.
340.
375.
So I bet
375.
just over I bet just over 50%. So I bet this size. And the
Which
solver,
isn't bad.
this is the solver's favorite size, but it's against the solver range. And I agree that this size, which is still well represented, is a better size. Solver doesn't like the overbets here.
hmm
And it likes the very small size that I'm just against. I don't want to do this at all. So I think exploitatively, this is the right play. And
I think exploitatively, it's better, bigger because he has way more ace king. This particular player has more ace king than Solver was.
yeah. All right, here we go. No, we don't know that. We don't know how much he three bets his ace king.
But yeah, but we know that what population does, and they don't
they,
three bet it as much as they should.
they don't three bet ace king enough.
Right.
Oh, well, then my check on the river is great if they don't three bet
Yeah.
ace. See, I thought my check on the river was, I mean, my call on the river was bad because I devalued his ace king. All right.
Oh, I did the same thing as you. I thought he had less ace king.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. So we take this bet, a very reasonable thing to do. We bet the 12.5 size. The river is the king of it doesn't matter. You guys are in the way of the king that doesn't matter. I think it's diamonds. Okay, there we go. And we don't even know what it really was. I made that up when I put it in. It was a king. All right, here we go. Check, bet, call. King of diamonds comes off. There's no donk in the world on this run. Okay, we got to go to wizard. We got to go to the wizard. I'll burn a wizard. That's fine. Pre-flop solutions. I am under the gun -1, right? I'm in the pre, I think, aren't I? Yes. Low jack -1. Let's just see. Low jack -1. The call was from the small blind, right? There we go. What should he do with ace king? He should be, in this configuration, he should be betting it all away. So there's that. But we want to be able to solve it. So we go here, we get the call. Board is ace 10 6, spade, diamond, heart again. He checks range. Good. We bet ace 10. Good. Our size on the ace 10 can be anything in this solver. So we are in a bigger part of the tree in this solver. It does it 27% of the time. So that's just fine. That's what we bet. He calls with his ace jack, but does some raising. His raise is to the 50%. He raises me to 140. Yeah, so that's like this. All right. We call with ace 10, although this ace 10, this has some more raising in the ace 10 suited range. And and with mine, it does it a little bit more than the other one, but it's mostly call. So happy. The solver, we're using the solver the wrong way to scratch an itch and tell ourselves that we played right, even though we're not playing against solver opponents. So that's not true. I've made my speech. I feel better anyway. Deuce of spades. His ace jack that he has is not happy anymore. His ace king, he does a lot of checking with these hands here. So he checks. We get on him with our ace 10 and we bet choose your own adventure. We bet the 50%-ish size. A little more than that is what we actually bet. And he calls. And now the river is the king of diamonds. Find a donk here. Bet
Yeah,
something.
I don't think there's gonna be donks here because who has more as king?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, so it's just not gonna donk.
Oh, god damn it. Well, at least we can hit the button. We couldn't even hit the button in the other one. So he donks out for just over half pot. Donks for 60. Yeah, we don't raise, but it's kind of silly because it doesn't exist in the range. But
Solver's mind just blew up, so it's calling everything.
Well, it's not calling, it's checking, it's not calling.
oh no,
Oh, didn't it bet? It
no, he bet. He bet.
Well, do it again. Why
Oh,
does it
yeah.
say?
Yeah, why does it say check? You're right.
We bet.
All
And
right,
we're here.
and
The solver. Oh, we just blew up the solver. We just
Yeah,
blew the
just
solver. At the
yeah, you're just way off. You're in the ghost line, dude.
All right. Screw that guy. He played wrong. How
You did.
dare How dare he take a non-solver approved line? All right, what you got, Mike?
Hey, don't reset, Scotty. Don't reset
Okay.
anything there. Just
Okay.
in the change where you change like the parameters, like cash.
Yeah.
Change the rake to no rake, like chip EV. Can you do that?
Oh, yay. Let's do that.
And I wonder if that gives him more ace king.
I'm
Cash.
not sure if
I think
there's that many
we got to
solves.
run it on you. Let's see. What am I? Am I chip EV? Rake. Any. No, I don't have a chip EV model
You
here.
do. Oh, okay.
You probably
It-
do.
It's in 8 mix.
Okay. Would you guys?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It probably isn't going to change it much. I just thought maybe
All right. Tomorrow.
ace king gets the call in the small blind in a chip EV environment more often, but
Larry, when we do the next hand, do you have access to that solve?
I do not right now. No.
Okay. All right. Mike, if you bring this to us on another day, here, just take a picture of the thing.
yeah.
Because if I'm going to scratch the itch this hard, we're going to scratch, we're going to rip that itch
You're still
off.
not going to get donks on river.
That's the problem. But will it give us even an answer?
No, well, maybe, but it's unsolved because there's no donks.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, this is the board. We probably are not going to get a solve on river.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the last one. Guy looks at the hand. So, the new A, looks at it and goes, "Why is the pot so small?" And it's about 1240, and I think I
You said,
just
fuck you.
I think I did. I think I said, "Fuck you." That's why.
How'd that go
And
over?
then there was more. And then there was more conversation about. Oh, no, I didn't say it. I said it more snotty than that. There was more conversation between the two of them. Like he leaned over to the new guy and kind of said, what's going on? Why is the pot so small?" And I think I turned to him and I said, "Yeah, why is the pot so small when he's got two pairs at the top of his range and the pot should be much bigger." I think I did that. And I said, "That's me talking, not you, just so you know." And then I left the table.
Then you knew it was time
Then I knew it was time to go.
when you bring out the whiny voice, you know it's time to go home.
When I say the word range, it's time to go. And the last hand where the word range got said was on a flop of, and prep your hands, Mike.
No, I'm good.
If you
I got to leave in like
Kelly,
5
okay,
minutes.
all right. Well, then if anybody else has a single hand, we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll be done with hands for now, and then I'll just tell you something about my maturity. All right, let's stop the recording. All right, here we go. Tomorrow we open at the regular time. I'm going to need to be done around 11:50 or 11:55. So we'll either end there if somebody else wants to take it over. We'll do that. Friday is normal.
All right.